G'day everyone, welcome back to the channel. Good to see you all again. As you can see, we're back in the veggie patch, getting ready to refurb another bed. Sort of give you a quick look at our tomatoes that we planted 2 weeks ago. So I haven't watered these since. So our experiment of working with the wicking bed seems to be working quite well now. As you can see, come around here, Carl. I'll show everyone a look at this now. This was that little tomato tree that was in that little tube stop. We didn't put it into the 100mm pots like we did these bigger plants. And it's cactus. It's officially dead. So we have a bit of a look at the soil. I'll show you this. This is pretty incredible, really. So you can see we put a thick mulch on top. You get down into the soil, and if you look at that, that is moist as, right? Beautiful moist soil. Can't go wrong. I'm a bit hesitant to even water today, to be honest with you. I would like to give them some fertiliser though, but as you can see, they're going really well. We're going to stake them up today. We're going to tie them up to the stakes very loosely. I've got some elasticized tie, which works really nicely. Doesn't harm the plants at all.
Which is wrapped around most of these garden beds with insect netting.
That's right, that's right. What we will start doing though is pinching out these lateral stems like these. Start pinching them out, and then we'll start getting the flower seeds coming out of there. So you can already see we're starting to get some flowers with some fruit. So we'll have to have a bit of a go through those in a little while and just pinch out all of those lateral stems.
As said in the last video.
Yeah, I'm just going to have them growing straight up. We don't want them to get bushy. Just want them to throw some flowers out of those areas there, so you can see they're starting to come along nicely. But we'll just need to tie them back because the winds around here are getting pretty savage at the moment.
Even though we're just in spring at the moment. Yeah,
it's we've sort of been having days of 28 degrees and that sort of temperature, so it's been rather nice. As you can see, our spinach is starting to bolt away to seed now. We're still eating it, but you know, there's a lot of spinach there. So anyway, eventually we'll pull those out once they go to full-blown flower and feed them to the worms, I suppose. We've got celery that we're trying to eat through at the moment.
And we've got
chuck some water in those beds. We've got leeks going in front of them that we're eating as well. They're rather tasty. Had a few. Carl made a nice quiche last night with a quiche Lorraine with some leeks in it. That was really nice and tasty. So yeah, celery's going well. Probably need to check the water in these beds. I don't think these have had water for a good couple of weeks as well.
I don't think we watered them since the end of winter. I don't think.
Well, look at this. We've got some onions we need to get out of here. I can tell you that much.
Oh, there's more.
There you go. More onions. That's
and the
good.
story continues.
These are free onions. Yeah.
From last year's.
There you go. Yeah. These are the ones from last year that we missed. So the little onions just stayed in the ground like little sets, and away we went. Oh, some spring onions there too. There you go.
It's probably from the one I did planted in there.
Probably. Anyway, we can do something with those. We can put them in a salad tonight or do something with those. No worries at all.
The strawberries are going well, but the slugs, so we've got like slug bait in here.
Being a pain in the butt, frankly.
And they've been eaten recently. There's been bugs all over here.
There you go, folks, more onions. Nice one. I haven't really looked at this bed properly in a little while, so totally forgot those onions were coming up there. This bed's going to need a bit of a rejuve soon too. I don't know what we're going to do with all these leeks. Perhaps we can do a ferment on them or something like that. Fermented leeks.
Upcoming video.
Yeah, look, give us a comment down below. Let us know what do you think we should do with the leeks.
I think we should make a video on pickling them.
Well, probably. I don't know how well they'd go pickled, mate. But look, we'll have a look around, see what we can find.
I mean, personally, I've never heard of pickled.
I mean, you can have leek potato soup, and you can have chicken and leek pie, and all sorts of stuff like that. But you know, work it out. Anyway, there we go. We'll take those onions up to the house. A few more onions, Dad. We haven't had to buy onions in a little while now. Yeah, so they're all looking nice, beautiful. All right, just give me 5 seconds. I'll run these back to the house and... Oh, hang on a minute. Did you show everyone how damp the soil is in here?
Nope.
Oh, jeepers creepers, look at this. You don't have to go deep down to find beautiful, lush soil.
The mulch may appear dry, but underneath the mulch,
the mulch is dry, that's fine. Don't mind if the mulch is dry.
A really nice and moist soil.
Yeah, really nice. Yeah. Just need to stop whatever's eating our bloody plants. I did put some slug pellets down, and then we put the bird netting over the top to keep the cats out. I'm not too worried about the birds, they're not going to come and eat it, but the cats are getting up in there, which gives me the shits a little bit. But I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll give these a fertilise today, and we'll see if we can work out how we're going to stop them from getting eaten. Anyway, alright, look, give me 5 minutes, I'll come back in a minute, we'll get rid of these and be right back to you.
A few moments later.
G'day, we're back. How you going? So this is the bit we're going to focus on today. We've got some zucchini plants over yonder that we had little seedlings. We started from seed and we put into the 100mm pots just to grow them out a little bit to improve the roots.
No, I must resist. I know you guys must be screaming at me, but no,
system before we put them in the garden beds. They're probably going to take a bit of a hammering this week between the wind and the sun and things like that, but we'll see how they go. And as you can see, this bed has had nothing in it for a little while. Needs a good turn. It's dry spots, damp spots. It's actually still pretty damp cold down in there.
Sensational.
Really?
There's been no water going in this bed for a while, so look, I'm not going to bore you. You've seen me turn over these beds before, you've seen my process. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll just jump ahead about 10 minutes and we'll get this bed prepped and then we'll bring you back in for the plants.
A few moments later.
G'day. Back again, everyone. So, magic of editing, nice and simple.
Editing's cool.
Done my usual trick, right? So, a bit of dynamic lifter, bit of Yates dynamic lifter, bit of Osmocote in the compost there, and then we've got the plants on top here. We'll get them going. Really, we've got down deep in this bed, and it's still pretty bloody moist, and we haven't put any water on it. We haven't had any rain, so even with no mulch, the top sort of 6-8 inches was pretty dry, but it was moist down in the bottom of the root zone there. So pretty amazing system, these wicket beds. I really do. I can't talk right enough about it. Anyway, let's get on to planting, mulching, and then we'll water them in with some sea salt, and we'll have a look at doing some fertilising in these other beds. Maybe doing a few water top-ups in some of these other beds that haven't been mulched, but we've still got cabbages going in there. We actually cut one out for dinner the other night and made a nice coleslaw with it. So we've still got about half a dozen of those going. I haven't got any mulch in those beds. I'm not going to mulch those beds with stuff in them. It's just too hard once the plants are too big. But as we turn them over, because we're coming into summertime, I want to do some corn again. I want to do some capsicums. And
They chewed up a lot of water, by the way.
what's that, the corn?
Yeah, the corn.
Well, again, mate, we were over watering, right? So because you notice how we thought that they were drying out, they were actually dying off some of the plants there. So anyway, let's get these in the ground, get them watered in, and then we can move on to the next thing. So out they come. Oh, look at that. I don't know if you can see that. I might bring that in a bit closer to you. This is exactly what we're trying to achieve here, guys. Beautiful strong root zones right down to the bottom of those 100mm pots. So once we put them in the hole, those roots will be right down close to the water, give them a really good head start. snakes are here. We actually had a brown snake up on our front deck the other day.
I'll put a picture on the screen if you don't know what that is.
Yeah. Wife saw its tail sliding out the deck. There we go, malt's done.
All we need now is water.
Yeah, water that in with a bit of sea salt wetter soil. And then we'll fill up the reservoir as well. Hey, settle down there. What are you playing at? Oh, I didn't get the camera.
No, we're good.
Or ask the class on that one, I reckon, mate.
Yeah, there's nothing. We're all good. I wouldn't be happy to know how much it's empty, so it's probably a good thing that we're filling it up right now.
Yeah. We do have water windows in these beds. They're a bit hard to read, but once they've got water in them, you can see where the water's at.
What we did is when we painted them, we put some tape on where we wanted to see the
That's right.
water. And when we
We'll
put
have
the
to-
tape off, we can see it.
I do want to get another four IBC, so anyone out there knows anyone with IBCs to sell at a good price that haven't had poison in them or motor oil,
Leave a comment.
be curious to buy another four. I'd like to get out to 16 beds eventually, so that way we can sort of have dedicated beds for dedicated. I'm sort of getting a bit sick of mixing my beds up, you know. But you know, we'll see. So there we go.
And
Alright.
the bugs is tremendous.
Eh?
Look at all them bugs down there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all right, mate. Once the
Don't know if you can see that clearly, but
beetles
there's,
down there and mongrels of things are.
they're everywhere.
I'll start drying off if the weather gets hotter.
Under my peach tree, there was like at least a dozen. Maybe more than 12, I don't know.
Like I say, I don't know where the flood is coming from this year, but anyway, so we originally put the netting over that bed to keep the cats out.
Well, the cat too.
Well, one cat in particular.
If you remember that
my
video,
daughter's cat sucked this. She's a little bugger.
the thumbnail of our predator protection video, I think it is.
Indeed. I'll tell you what, while we're waiting on that to fill up, I've got a little... I'll come around this side and show everyone what we're talking about with the so we've got a bit of a... We've got the drain hole there when the
There's like
reservoir's full.
this thing's connected to a thing that goes down and then it comes
it's a
out.
90 degree bend inside the tank. And that's in the hope to keep insects out of there. And you can see the little filler window here.
Which is on most of the beds.
Yeah, we missed the first couple of beds, but anyway. While that's happening, I'll tell you what, we'll go and tie these tomato trees up. You can see the size tie that I've got here. Great stuff for the garden.
Which is
Got it from your favourite place. Where's that car?
Bunnings.
Bunnings, yeah, of course.
Sponsor us, Bunnings, please.
That's not big, mate. We don't beg. Anyway, should be right. And we'll just put a little bit around here. I just want to stabilise the plant a little bit. You don't have to tie it up hard to the stalk, to the stake. Now we do want to give it some support, right? And as it grows up some more, there we go. That's all we need. Nothing too crazy. As it grows up a little more, then we can pinch those other things out. Grows up some more, we put another tie. Tend to make the ties a little too long. Generous on that. Oh, is that a redback on that bloody garden bed, mate?
Where?
Just there. Look over there. Looks like a redback.
Is it? Oh my god! Yeah, that is a redback actually. Look at all of them bugs! Oh! That's the redback right there. Wouldn't be too happy if that bit you, I tell you. Oh, that was ages ago.
Yeah, there I did. That's good thing. There we go. Just go around and do all of that. Just keep an eye on that drone, mate.
I think you would figure that it's only like a quarter full, so yeah. As you can see there, it's up to there.
Anyway, but look, you know, still part of the fun one. Bit of cloud, sun's gone behind a bit of cloud.
It's nice.
Making it a little bit cooler. Yeah.
I know there's a couple of you out there because I'm one of them. It's like, oh, I wish I was winter. Oh, it's too cold. I wish it was summer.
Yeah, that's the problem. But, you know, seasons are going to change no matter what we do, so might as well just get used to it. Pull these little stems out.
I'm going to put you down so I can check on the garden bed.
Yeah.
That's about halfway down.
And these are Roma tomatoes, so we'll see how we go. I like the, you know, I say they're cooking tomatoes, I like them. Salad. Nice fresh tomato. Did we get some good ones this year?
I did not know there were that many bugs.
Yeah, mate. There's a few there. All the water flush coming out.
You call that a few?
Yeah, there's a few.
That is a lot.
Anyway. Yeah. Pinch them out. Basically just going to potter around and do a bit of watering after this, so I've got a lot to show you outside of this one today. As you can see though, we have been cutting down the grass around the place. Kill a couple of sets of blades within the first day of getting it back, so that was always a fun job.
And bents the absolute hell out of the deck.
Yeah, so we bent that and then we had to take that with a hammer and fix them up. And
I gently banked, I mean
Yeah.
absolutely
Just
thrashed
thrashing
it
it.
with a hammer.
Yeah, go over a good thrashing. Yeah, we've got it going again. Been doing some whippersnippering and bits and bobs, so we're just got a bit to do. Well, Carl's got that bed ready. Thanks, mate.
Do you want any others for?
Yeah, mate, I'll get you to start down there on that other bed. Bits and bobs. So you've got another kick in that home too, by the way.
Yeah, I'll get that.
I reckon you get all these through a bit of a Anyway, folks, look, thanks for tuning in again. Good to see you. Bring you back regularly and give you some updates on how some events are going. We're slowly working our way through. Clean out some things, keep cleaning. Thanks for tuning in.
Like and subscribe. Let's get to 30.
Subscribe and hit the notification button, and we'll keep bringing you back. And
Let's aim for 30 subscribers.
that's it. And I think we're going to make a plan this year, before winter, to get these swales cut in. I think it's going to be our best bet. So at least when it does rain, we capture the rain into the ground and soak it in. So, all right, enjoy the rest of your weekend. See you later. G'day everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Well, as you can see, it's starting to dry out. We're coming into summertime now. We're in springtime here.
Still very hot.
Still getting a bit hot. As you can see out this side of the world, our mower broke down about 4 weeks ago.
When I was mowing.
And
Don't worry, I didn't do anything.
anyway, it's taken a bit of time for us to get that back. So we're a little bit behind the 8 ball at the moment, as you can see. You might be asking yourself, where's our swales? Well, this winter was so dry, I didn't want to dig the swales because there was nothing to capture in them. And the other part of it was my budget, okay? Truth be known, everything costs money. We had a few repairs to make on our cars this year.
And we got solar panels on the roof.
Yeah, we've got some solar panels rocking as well. We've done a few little projects around the place, and we've had to put the swales on hold. So I'm hoping either next year or the year after, hopefully next winter, we start to see some serious rain back again, but I'm not going to hold my breath for it. So anyway, we thought we'd bring you back, have a look around the garden. As you can see,
Things are thriving.
yeah, the grass is getting a little crazy around the beds, but things are growing quite well. We're going to do a rejuvenation on this bed today. As you can see, we've got a few empty beds these days. We've just finished cleaning out things like our cabbage beds and our cruciferous veg beds.
And we have planted some strawberries
We've got
in the bed over
we've
there.
got some strawbs on the go. We've got some leeks and celery rocking on over there, and we've got some carrots and spinach and cos lettuce, and over here we've got some cabbages finishing off as well, the winter crop of cabbage. So we've got some collies. Look at that one. Look at that very beauty. And it's a lovely one. We'll have to pick that today. Yeah.
There's some cabbages still going in there.
Yeah, look, we've done really well on the cabbage and collies and broccolis this year. Hey, I made about 5 or 6 decent sized jars of sauerkraut this year, which is absolutely unreal. I've never done anything like that before, but for any of you that know me, I'm a qualified chef by trade, and you know, last year when we were getting produce out of the gardens, we started making some pickles and things like that. And this year, I think what we're going to do is, as we get some excess product coming out of the gardens, is we'll start filming how we make the pickles and how we preserve the food. I think that's going to be really important as well.
Food safety.
Yeah, we can show you a bit of that sort of stuff. So food security more than anything else, right? If we can, in these days of the increasing financial burdens that we're all having due to inflation and higher mortgages and things like that, you know, growing a bit of your own food. We don't grow a lot of food. I've only got 8 garden beds. I'd like to have 16, but you know, that's going to cost some money. This 8 cost me around about $1,000 to set up as it was. So now, things aren't cheap to start off. They're relatively cheap to run once you've got them up and running though. So it's not too bad. But you know, look, we don't grow all of our veg, not by a long shot. But
Cat's been digging
something.
in
Oh, the bloody cats have been in there. I know, they're hopeless. But look, something's better than nothing, right? So, but anyway, look, we'll keep bringing you on the journey. We haven't done many shoots of late. Carl's been doing some shorts of old work that we've done, and they've been, you know, fairly popular, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how many subscribers have we got now, mate? 20?
15.
15? Well, that's better than none, I suppose. Anyway, so look, what we're going to do today is we've got some tomato plants ready to go in the gardens. We learned a few things last year working with these beds. And what that was is we learned that we were overwatering. So once a week we'd fill up the reservoir in these beds, which is about 100 litres of water.
Wow.
And now we'd do that religiously every weekend, right? So that's 800 litres of water a week. And then, you know, I sat and thought about it afterwards and did a few calculations that, you know, would we be pouring 800 litres of water a week onto a garden bed if it was in the ground, in the soil? And I thought to myself, probably not, right? So, because what we're talking about is, this basically equates to 1.1 square metres per bed. So we've only got about 9 square metres of garden space, relatively speaking. So it should never take 800 litres of water a week. So, and then we also had issues with fruiting. Our tomatoes, the fruit was split and they were getting attacked by insects. And, you know, our pumpkins never fruited once. I think they were getting too much water. Our watermelons fruited, but not crazy amounts. We probably got about six or seven watermelons off of 3 or 4 plants, which wasn't crazy. So this year, the thrust is going to be on water management in these beds. So what that's going to look like, I think, is we will be watering every 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to start off with 2 weeks. I suppose at the end of the day, what really is going to drive the watering is, are the plants wilting? Now you can see here, you might think that's wilting, but that's not. That's the bloody cats getting in the garden beds in amongst the carrots there, little buggers.
Or the cat, like in this
Yeah,
bed.
so in general, you know, I haven't watered this bed. I think the last time I watered this bed was nearly 2 weeks ago, or a week and a half ago. And
It's
the
moist.
soil is still moist. So all of these beautiful plants, we've got this spinach growing here, it's going crazy. We've got carrots coming on. It's a bit of a self-mulching effort on this bed. But you know, it's things are coming along slowly but surely. But yeah, so we're going to have a crack at the water management now. One thing I want to show you before we get into planting this bed out is, for those of you who've been watching the channel, the last couple of shots you would have seen us growing beetroot in this bed, which I went on to make a caramelized onion and beetroot relish, which I'll show you that recipe one day when I get some more beetroot in stock. Really tasty. I also did some pickled beetroot. So most Aussies like a bit of beetroot on their burgers, and this stuff is deluxe, I'm telling you. But what we did was all the greens from the beetroot, I dug into the soil and I covered it with mulch. I just wanted to see what that soil was going to look like after all that beetroot greens cooked down. So I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll get this pot over here and we'll scrape off this this mulch. And we'll have a bit of a look under what's underneath here, eh? Because as you can see, I put the mulch on quite thick. Right, so we'll just pull that off and we'll reuse this mulch once we plant the tomatoes out. And we'll also look at hitting this whole garden bed with some wetter soil as well. But let's just have a bit of a look at what has happened in this bed in particular after I dug in all of those beetroot tops. Now I do have a compost tumbler down at my mother's house, but I worry a little bit that I won't have enough green material to put in it. That's why I haven't brought it up here yet. Having said that, I could have put all of this gear in there and that would have worked out just fine, but I'll look to doing something with my compost tumbler eventually, I think. But for the time being, I'm just buying compost from the shops in bags at the moment. And I normally, when I rejuve a bed, I dig a bag in here. I mean, I would like to live in a place where I have lawn clippings coming off the lawn every few months, but we don't. It's very dry here in the summertime in WA. All right, I'll leave it at that. Like I say, we'll reuse all this mulch in a minute when we plant the plants in, but I just wanted to have a look in this bed and show you. So as you can see, this bed has had no water in it whatsoever, apart from just what comes out of the rain. Look at how beautiful, dark and moist that soil is. You can take it from me. Beautiful, dark and moist. And all we've done with this bed is we dug in some greens and we, you know, the rained on it, but we haven't seen rain here in probably a month, 4 weeks. If you look at that soil, beautiful, moist. You know, I'd even hate to think how much water's in the well at the moment, but I guess we'll find out soon enough. But we're going to turn this bed over, but of course there's going to be areas that it's dry. But I just want to show you this side that's had all that green dug in, along with the mulch on top. And this is why mulching is so important, all right? Especially
In the summertime.
well, any time of the year really. We've got a little slack over the winter time. We didn't mulch so much, but it is really important. One, it'll add an organic element to your bed, and this mulch that we use is called Triple C.
From Bunnings.
It's corn, canola, and chook poo. I'll tell you what, it's fairly rocking stuff. The plants absolutely love it. But as you can see, the soil is beautiful, friable, moist, ready to go. All right, we cover that with about 100 mil of the mulch. Now, have a look at this side of the garden bed. This is the same garden bed, different side altogether, uncovered. Now, it is moist,
But it's dry.
you've got to go a long way down to get it. All right, but for the most part, the top section is dry as buggery. It's actually quite moist underneath, so it's still holding moisture, which is good, but I think we can do it a little bit better. All right, so we'll, as you can see, there's dry spots everywhere. So what we'll do is we'll get into this. We will chuck a bag of, I've got to chuck a bag of compost in anyway, because it's always a good thing to do. Certainly isn't a bad thing to do. And we'll turn this bed over, and we'll get to planting. We'll plant some tomatoes in there. So we've got 6 tomato bushes. We took them out of we had them in the, we've got to give them to us from one of my wife's friends in these little tubes. Now, when I plant little seedlings like this, they haven't been really successful because they haven't got a good developed root system. So I put them into these 110 mil pots, and you can see over the course of maybe 3 weeks, they've grown into beautiful little plants like this. The roots are starting to come out the bottom holes, which is great, which tells me the roots are on the run. So we'll plant them into this bed. The roots will be down that far, right? Which is well and truly in the moisture zone. So we should start to see, you know, a week or two of transplant shock, and we should start to see these really start to boom from there. I believe they're Roma tomatoes. This year I'm going to stake them, so we've got half a dozen stakes here, and we're going to take off any lateral stems that develop on these as they grow, and hopefully we'll end up with nice bunches of tomatoes growing from these bracts out of in between these lateral leaves. These are more leaves than stems, but any stems coming out of this section here, we'll take them off, and that's where we'll get the growth of the tomatoes. All right, so let's get into it. Pretty straightforward stuff. Just empty that in there. As you can see, Osmocote, I do tend to use what I consider to be a good product. I consider Osmocote to be a good product. Hasn't let me down before. Well-known name. As you can see, if you have a good look at this compost, there's slow release fertilizer in there. There's water retention properties. It's a compost, all compost, but this one has an added element to it. So beautiful looking compost, I reckon. We'll get our fork in there. We'll give it a good turnover. Then when we plant these plants, what we're going to do is hit the soil with some wetter soil. I do like wetter soil. I reckon it works great. Even though we can see it's moist anyway, we're still going to hit it with some wetter soil just to make sure. Oh, look at those worms in there, mate. Hey? Hey, look at those. Beautiful. Fantastic.
They're the ones we found on the ground.
They are, mate. They are. When we built these beds last year, we got the kids and we started moving some of our pot plants around, and we found all of these worms just laying underneath the drip trays on the pot plants. So oh, look at them all, mate. Look at them all, beautiful. So we got the kids into catching them, and we put them in the garden beds. And hey, look at that. There's certainly
A lot more than I first thought.
doing the
in
job,
there.
exactly. I mean, how many we put in each bed, mate?
Oh, probably at least a handful.
Maybe a half a dozen, right?
The size of my hand.
Yeah, maybe a half a dozen. So, wow, they're really breeding quite well, the old worms. And of course, I'll be creating their beautiful rich worm castings for the gardens. And maybe, you know, this is why homegrown food, guys, I tell you, you can't beat it. Eh? You haven't got any of those poisons in there. We don't use any poison at all. The only poison that I do use from time to time is glyphosate, and that's around the fire breaks, just to keep the fire breaks down, so we don't have to get mechanical means on those every year, because it you know, it loosens up the soil too much and it flies away. So try to keep that surface soiling intact. So, but in the gardens, in the food gardens, there is no chemicals hitting these beds at all. As you can see, we've used insect netting to keep the insects off our cabbages, so we haven't had any white moths this year. Last year we got decimated by white moths.
But this year we now have slugs.
This year we do have slugs, and I'm not quite sure where the hell the slugs are coming from, but anyway.
There was this nice ripe strawberry on the strawberry plant, and then Dad was going to go to pick it, and then there were slugs that ate it.
I know, son of a gun.
And also some of the lettuce that got picked, that also got.
Oh yeah, they're full of slugs, but you know what, mate? It's drying out a lot. You know what I mean? The slugs aren't going to be around a hell of a lot longer because it's not wet enough. But I'm a bit curious to know where the slugs have come from. I even found some snails, so I don't even know where the snails have come from. Seems unusual. I haven't seen snails out here before.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, so a little bit of dynamic lifter. You know my feelings on dynamic lifter. I love the stuff. Can't go wrong. Pelletized poo.
Yeah, but it stinks.
Yeah, it stinks. Yeah, well, it's pelletized poo, mate. I mean, you know, it's not going to smell like flowers, is it?
No.
Eh?
No.
And you know, I'm sure the worms love it as well. But all in all, look at that. Hey, look at that soil. Now I bought 3 cubic meters of this from one of our local suppliers in Northam.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what, it was bloody expensive, but it's been a great base for the soil. We just keep adding organic material to it, and it just keeps getting better and better. And frankly, the water holding qualities are fantastic, to be honest with you. But anyway, so there it is. That's our bed rejuvenation done. What I like about these beds is as well, they're a little bit raised, and so you don't have to, so far you're not getting down on your hands and knees. And you know, I'm not counting myself as an old fella yet, but you know, once you hit that 50 mark, your knees start to hurt a little bit more than they did the year before. So it's nice to be able to sort of be semi-upright when you're doing some gardening. So that's always a good thing. There we go. So we're ready to go, guys. Look at that. Hey?
Time for
And you can see the soil is bloody moist. You know?
And there's still wrappers, things from the Jiffy pods.
Oh yeah, Jiffy pod externals. Yeah, that's fine, mate. Yeah, don't worry about that. Just bury that. There you go. Job done. Fixed. Hey?
Pretend I didn't see that.
But perla. All right, so let's have a look how we're going to plant these plants, shall we? So I've got 6. I think this garden bed's plenty big enough for 6. I think if we do a bit of a stagger like this, oh, Mr. Wormy, you need to get buried, son. Who else you're going to die in that heat?
What?
There you go. So we'll stagger them out like that. We'll have a look at these ones here. Here we go. Maybe another 2 there. And then we'll go another 2 in the front there, I reckon. Huh? What do you reckon, mate?
Yeah.
I reckon that looks about right.
Put the camera
like
down so because I'm
one
getting
there and one there. What do you reckon? Hey? I reckon that'll be pretty good. We can put our stakes straight in. Oh, look at the flies coming in, the dirty little buggers.
Oh no.
Coming in for the...
That's why I put the camera down, because I'm getting swarmed by it.
Coming in for the dynamic lifter, no doubt. All right, so I reckon they look pretty good there. What do you reckon, Carl? Look pretty good there?
Yeah.
I reckon too, mate. All right. Let's dig some holes and put them to bed. I'll tell you what you can do for me, buddy.
Yeah.
If you want to grab the wetter soil,
Where's that?
and
Oh,
a couple of pot plants. It's up on the deck.
okay.
A couple of pot plants, and drag the hose over,
Okay.
and then we can give these a good water in. We'll also fill up the reservoir while we're here. Look at that, beautiful roots. These are doing really well. There we go. We'll just press them in like that. Fantastic. And then what we're going to do after this?
And do you want the power feed?
No, mate. No, not for these today.
Okay.
We'll have a look at a power feed next weekend, maybe.
Yeah.
So we're going to take these pots. I have some zucchini plants that I want to plant in the other bed over yonder. But I want to put them in these big pots. Get some good root systems going again before we put them in the garden. I think that's really important. All right, here we go. And we'll dig a bit of a hole. A few dry spots in there. Oh, look at that. Hey, beautiful.
Good roots.
Beautiful root zones. There we go, press it in.
Oh, and I need to get the hose, so I'll just put that
Yeah,
there.
bring the hose too, mate. I need to do that. Okay. So, you know, I don't get home, I'm only home on the weekends basically. So my work takes me away a lot still. I'm not on a mine site for 6 days at a time, but you know, when I'm down in the office in Perth, I'm staying at Mum's place during the week, and the last 7 weeks I've been out on one of my sites. We've had a few dramas out there, unfortunately. Nothing we can't overcome, but you know, we're getting that squared away.
Oh, that's hot.
Oh, don't break
I'm
the
just going to
tank, Jace.
pretend I didn't see that. I bet
Well, these
this...
flies are getting friendly. Hey?
Oh, that's hot.
Yeah, well, get the heat out of it.
Yeah.
I don't want to put hot water on these root systems, they'll die.
Yeah, I know.
Hey?
There we go, that's better. Do you want me to get a watering can?
Yeah, mate, you need a couple of watering cans.
Okay.
There we go. Beautiful. We'll go in and we'll put some stakes in. I like to put the stakes in at the same time as we plant, because if we do it later we might disturb the roots. I don't want to do that. This one's going to be interesting to keep this little one alive. Anyway, I'm sure it'll be fine.
The wind's starting to pick up
It
now.
is a little bit. Well, it is WA.
And it is hot.
And it is summertime.
And it gets even
Well,
hotter.
it's not
so
summer, it's spring really.
It feels like it though.
There you go, that's how you do that.
Those stakes look a bit too big.
Nah, mate, should be right. You know, you're better to have them taller than you think you might need them.
Okay.
Because then, if you can put short ones in, and they're too short, you can't make them longer.
This can needs wetter soil.
Hey?
This can needs wetter
Yeah,
soil.
mate, I'll be there in a sec. And of course,
Oh,
this year we're
God.
getting ready in advance for staking, because last year we didn't do it properly and it got a little messy, right? Remember that?
What?
Remember last year our tomatoes, we didn't stake them early enough and they turned to shit?
Yeah.
This year we're getting ahead of the game. All right. The old sea salt, wetter soil. Sea salt, if you're watching, I use your product all the time. Wouldn't use anything else. Fantastic. Between Yates and Osmocote, Scott's, fantastic stuff.
Isn't
And of
that
course,
lovely?
sea salt, what a legendary product. I use the power feed as well. Beautiful liquid
Plants love it.
fertilizer. Plants absolutely dig it. Fantastic. All right. So we'll go ahead
If you're
and
not
put this.
using sea salt, you're definitely doing something wrong.
Well, you know, it's a bloody good product, and I swear by it, so I'll use it.
By the way, we're not sponsored.
Okay, no, we're not sponsored. This is just a
Shout out to sea salt.
little bastard. See? Watch those flies, kids. They get straight in your mouth.
Especially when you're here.
I'm going back in, put all this mulch in. Now, what I like to do is wet the soil through the mulch.
I'm gonna go turn
Right.
this on.
And the soil's pretty damp. I'm going to fill up the water well as well. But I'll put the wetter soil through the mulch just to sort of help keep the mulch in place too, right? We don't want it blowing away with the wind. This is the only time it's going to get any warm moisture on top unless it rains. Is in the planting stage. So you can see all of that mulch has gone back onto this bed beautifully. And I've got some more there, and we'll put that on now. I bought this pot yesterday. It's a 47 litre pot.
We couldn't really make a decision on what pot to get, but we chose that
Well,
one.
you know, I wanted a big pot because last year our pumpkins and our watermelons didn't do so well in these beds. Now, were we overwatering? I'm going to go out and say absolutely we were overwatering. Once a week was too much. So I thought this year I'm going to try them in pots. This one's got about an 8 litre water well. My other one's got a 9 litre water well. And we're going to try planting in those this year, just to see how we go. Plus, I want to show those of you who either don't have the time or the space to set up a full-blown garden bed, that growing vegetables in pots is a very strong reality. You know, and it doesn't take much. You just got to need a space that gets 6 hours of sunlight a day, and then you're good to go. And once you start growing your own food, you'll never go back. You'll never go back to store-bought because it actually tastes like real food.
Like,
There we go, guys. Here's our tomato beds. Don't they look beautiful? We'll bring you back in a couple of weeks' time, show you where we're at and how they're going. Well, we're going to do that in a minute, mate. That's for sure. So we know the beds are moist. I'm just going to water these plants in a little bit, because you should always water in your plants, get rid of any air bubbles around the root zones. Well, they don't like it. And then we're going to fill up the water well in the bottom. And I'll tell you, I swear by these wicking beds. I think they're fantastic. I think we've had some really good success, and we're going to hopefully emulate that this year and maybe even do a little bit better, just with the things that we've learned last year. Now I've always been an avid in-ground gardener. The last property I owned, I had a huge veggie bed there. We stayed with my parents while we were developing the block out here, getting a house and that on the block a few years ago. We stayed with them for about 4 years. Yeah, about that. I don't know how the hell we didn't go kill each other living in that little house, but we survived, and we moved out here, and now we're on our own property. And fortunately, Dad's gone into a nursing home now with his Alzheimer's, so that was a good time to have stayed with them. Mum's living on her own. She's still living at home. I mean, well, you know, she's got heart failure and lung failure, so I'll tell you what, she goes all right, the old bird. She's her own worst fucking enemy sometimes, but you know, what do? She goes all right. She means well, and you know, she's not going to be around forever, so I suppose we should, you know, enjoy her while we've got her, I suppose, is the short answer. That's right, mate. Life's too short for drama. There we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. That's our tomato beds. So what we're going to go and do next is transplant me zucchini into those 100 mil pots. And
I think we should have that on the deck, actually.
oh, we're going to, mate. Absolutely, for sure. That's all right, mate. She'll be right. So we're going to fill this bed up. It's pretty straightforward. All we do is fill it up via this standpipe, and then we fill it up until it comes out the drain in the front here. Really simple. So look, thanks very much. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming back for a look. we're going to try and do a little bit more regular content. I've got a couple of weeks off coming up soon. It'll be my first real holiday in about 3 years. So I'm going to be getting a bit of work done around here. What'd you say, mate?
That means 3 years. You haven't had a holiday in 3 years.
I've had 7 days off in 3 years, mate. Yeah. So this will be me. Yeah. I'm well overdue for it. So
I was 9.
yeah, I know, right? Anyway, all that aside, the plan will be to get some work done around here, which will be good. Catch up on a bit of work around here, and you know, I want to go have a look a bit of a round of one of the nurseries. We want to buy some of our heritage trees that we're going to plant out into our swales eventually when we build them. But outside of that, thanks for joining us again. Good to see you all. Tell your friends, come and check us out. You know, even if you get a bit of a laugh more than anything else, that'd be good for me. That'd suit me. So look after yourselves. Try and you know, not get too stressed out with all the stuff that's going on in the world at the moment, and grow some of your food, and that'll make you feel a whole lot better about things. Take care of yourselves. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. See you again next time. Welcome back to the channel. Sort of gone dark for the last couple of months, so we've been a bit crazy busy at the moment at work and weekend sport with the kids and things like that, so haven't had a lot of shoot time available to us. But listen, I thought we'd catch up with you all today. As you can see, it's lovely and green this time of year. It's July 23, just coming 2/3 of the way through winter, so you can see a little bit of water on the ground here. A few months ago it was awfully dry and terrible, and now it's looking beautiful, lush and green. But the lush and green's probably only going to last another 3 or 4 months here anyway, so about yeah, mid-spring it'll be pretty barren again. But listen, we thought we'd bring you out into the veggie patch today, give you a bit of a look, see about what's been going on. As you can see, we've got quite a few of our beds still protected from the bugs and that sort of thing. We're getting some really good produce out, and we're going to show you some of that today. I'll give you a bit of a tour around of where we're at. So as you can see, things have gotten much bigger and better as we've gone along, so it's looking really nice. So this bed here, you know, you can start to see the onions starting to mature up, which is nice. We've got plenty of beetroot coming along. We've eaten heaps, but we've got plenty more to go. And what I'm going to start doing over the next couple of weeks is we're going to keep shooting fairly regularly, is as I get some produce out. As you can see, we've got a lot of beetroot here, so I might pick half of that next weekend, so we're going to start prepping the bed again and make a bit of a beetroot relish, and I'm going to start showing you a few recipes. For those of you who don't know, I'm a qualified chef by trade, and when we get a bit of a glut in our produce, then I'll make pickles or jams or whatever I can make with the product I've got. So yeah, so we're going to start doing a bit of that. We're going to do that tonight. We're going to pick some cauliflower out of our front cauliflower bed, and we're going to make a keto pizza. So I've been mucking around with the keto diet as well, so lost about 12 kilo at the moment. I lost about 13. I put about 1.5 kilos back on, but anyway, it seems to be doing the job. So we're going to make a keto pizza tonight. I'll show you how we do that. So we'll give you the tour first, and we'll pick some produce, and we'll go from there. All right, come on. So this bed over here, that's cabbage, broccoli and cauliflower, all the cruciferous veg in there, because with this diet I'm on with the keto, the healthy keto, it calls for a lot of cruciferous veg. So I've been growing some of our own organic veg. It's really tasty and really nice to have some of that product. I've just done a replant on this bed, so those of you remember, we had capsicums in this bed before, and cucumbers and all sorts of stuff. So
And the chili.
oh, and chilies, yeah. So that all finished off, and actually the capsicums only finished off about 4 weeks ago. I was pretty impressed with how long they went. But you see, I got some lettuce on the go. We've got a bit of spinach on the go. We've got some carrots coming through. I have been cheating of late and buying punnets of seedlings. Most of these other beds up until about here have all been grown from seed. So and some of the veg, some of the herbs over there, the parsley in particular, that's just gone nuts since last year. So yeah, got that one going. We've got leeks and celery over here. So celery was a bit slow. It's from seed. We grew that from seed. It was going a bit slow to start with, but seems to be catching up now. And planted out some leeks about 3 or 4 weeks ago. They're starting to come along. We've still got some onions left in this bed that we didn't pick last year that just started sprouting up on their own. So we're going to collect some free onions this year out of the bed. So that was nice. This bed
Free-ish.
Sorry?
Free-ish. Well, I mean,
Well,
we still had to buy the seeds.
That's right. So this bed, I've just got some broccoli and some beetroot and chives going at the moment. We did have some lettuces, but we ate those, and trying to remind my darling wife to come and pick some food and eat it while I'm working away is a bit of a challenge, but when I get home I'll come and pick it and we'll eat it then, so you know, at least we'll have it there. This one over here, some bok choy and
parsley and
some Italian parsley. That's going absolutely crazy. Bok choy is starting to bolt away to seed at the moment. There's still plenty of good edible leaves on there, so again, my darling wife forgets to come and raid the bed.
Oh, and there's
some thyme in there still. Yeah, look, surviving underneath the parsley there. We've got some more carrots coming up, more carrot seeds coming up in there. All right, so this is the bed I really want to have a look at over here, because I've got some cauliflower ready here, and that's what I'm going to use to make dinner with tonight. So we'll pull our net up, have a bit of a look. And then I know in that other bed behind you there, Carl, we've got some beautiful ready cabbages that we're going to have a look at. So anyway, have a look at this, hey? How's that? Beautiful, beautiful cauliflower, homegrown cauliflower. All starting to come to fruition a bit now. Now this one is one I asked your mum to pick the other day and she didn't, so we're going to use that up tonight.
Yeah, it looks like it's starting to get a little bit out of proportion.
It is a little bit, starting to run away a little bit, but we'll get that out. And the florets are starting to loosen up a little bit, but that's okay for what we're going to do with it. It'll be fine. The other thing we can do as we start to get produce ready, so we've managed to stagger out the beds, I think, fairly successfully. The only problem is you're going to get stuff coming ready all at the same time in one bed, so that's okay. I've got another cauliflower here that we're going to take out.
Get out of the garden bed, you...
Get out of there, cat. So what I'll do with this one is tomorrow I'll blanch this off. So we'll blanch it, refresh it, and we'll freeze it. At least it's not going to run away to waste.
Like some of the stuff in this garden.
Beautiful. Well, you know, we seem to be eating more than we're freezing and all that sort of stuff. So look at that, a couple of really nice collies. Like I say, bolting away a little bit, some of them, but it is what it is. These, I'll just do the chop and drop thing. There we go.
Nothing goes to waste here.
I'll go in the soil. Our worm farm's going a bit slow at the moment, so otherwise I'll take it round to them, but I suppose we could take it next door to Mixed Chooks. There we go. Have a bit of a tidy up. Look at these, Carl. Look at these in here. Starting to get some broccolis coming along too. For some reason, they've done this weird bolting thing this year. I don't know why. I don't understand why the broccoli's done that, but that was one of the stuff I grew from seed. So they've absolutely gone crazy, and all we've got these spindly little heads on it. So I'm not too sure about that, but yeah, look at these. The beautiful little collie coming on in there. There's another one coming on in here that's pretty much ready as well. I think we'll have to probably take that one out as well. And we'll, like I say, freeze and store that. Yeah, we can pull that out for meals for the next month or so, you know. I mean, look, we're not supporting ourselves with out of the garden, but we're getting produce that's, you know, helping us. We're not having to spend too much money at the supermarket. That gives us a little bit, and at the moment with all the inflation around, every little bit we can save is good.
And also, remember that mulch from a couple episodes ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully, in the summertime, when we replant, or springtime, we'll be able to use some of that mulch into this bed, or deep beds.
Yeah, we'll see how we go. Yeah, mate. Oh, look, you know, for those of you who don't know, I've worked down in the city. I'm away a lot during the week, so I don't get a lot of time at home. I'm going to have to take some leave soon so I can get some work done around here. But look, in general, I think we're doing okay. You know what I mean? Nothing's perfect, but
You got to do what you got to do.
we get something out of something. We're getting something out of it, so that's a good thing. We'll just tuck all this one back in. Have a look around the other side and the cabbages. We'll have a look around this side, eh? So have a look what these cabbages are doing, mate. Here, look here. Have a look here, mate.
This one's starting to form,
yeah.
but
It's a nice little one. We've had a couple of cabbages out of here this year. There's a nice one. I'm not going to pick that because I know of one in the other bed that's going absolutely batshit crazy. So these are looking lovely, beautiful.
I don't want to get rid of that. It's a slug.
Yeah, little slug. Get out of there.
The cat will go eat that later. Yeah. I've seen that cat eat some pretty crazy stuff, just so you know.
Yeah, they're little hunters, the cats.
There she is.
Got to keep them from using the garden beds as their litter box. That's the only thing we've got to keep them out of.
I've got a rose on top of that deck. Every morning I get up, I see that pesky little cat sitting in there.
Yeah, I know. She's a little bit of a terror. Alright, so there we go. That's the cauliflowers. We'll have a quick tie this one up and we'll go over and open up that other bed there with the onions and cabbages in them, because there's a cabbage in there that is absolutely stonking. It's definitely ready to come out.
The cabbage.
Yeah.
And so, also, if you...
Anyway, so yeah, we haven't watered these garden beds at all. Not jeepers for months and months. There we go, that, hey?
Wow. Who needs store-bought stuff when you got a garden?
I know, right? How's that for a cabbage, mate?
Massive.
Well, that's bigger than my head.
For comparison.
Fantastic. Look at that, hey? Beautiful. Sounds nice and tight. Nice tight head there, so that's great. There we go. We can take all of this in, and one of those collards is going to be dinner tonight, and the other stuff will go in the fridge for now. But look here, there's lots of these beautiful little cabbages coming along nicely here. Hey, stunners. Quite a few. So I'd say we've got another few months worth in there, so that's good. I'll just come pick one a week, and the upshot is, you know, things like cabbages, they sort of grow at different rates to each other, so they don't seem to all finish at once, which is really good. Yeah, so not having to race around and pick and, you know, make sauerkraut and things like that out of it, which I'd like to try and have a go at this year. I've seen a few tutorials on sauerkraut. It looks really interesting. Doesn't appear to be overly difficult to do, so I think we might have a crack at that later on in the year. But I thought, yeah, we'll start doing a few cooking bits and bobs here and there. And you know, I worked as a chef for probably the better part of nearly 30 years. Been in this game, so been around a long time. I'm in my 50s now. I started when I was like 16, 17, so there you go. All right, folks. Well, look, I'll tell you what, we might cut there for now. We'll get this gear inside, and when we start doing some prep for dinner, we'll give you a holler and drag you back in to show you how to make a keto pizza.
A few moments later.
This is a really easy recipe. I will not claim the recipe as my own because I got it from a show or a channel that I watch on YouTube. Dr. Berg. Dr. Berg, you're a champion.
Link in the description.
I use a lot of Dr. Berg's products as part of my keto program. I've fallen off the rails a little bit, like I said before. I'm getting myself back onto it. So tonight we're going to have keto pizza. 3 basic ingredients for the base. It's grated cauliflower, which I've jumped ahead and done a little bit.
From the garden, mind you.
That's the one that we picked earlier, yep. 2 eggs beaten and 2 cups of grated cheese. It's that simple. So
Mozzarella.
well, this one's a triple mix. It's mozzarella, Colby, and Parmesan cheese. So there we go. It's a bit of a blend, this one. So this is about 2 cups of grated cauliflower. Or there's about. I'll just get that out of there. I just ran it through the grating attachment on my food processor. Really straightforward.
In the background over there.
Yeah, don't look too much. There's got a bit of crap floating around. Yeah, just put it in, stalks and all. Don't have to get too. You don't just have to put in the florets. You can put in the stalks as well. All right, get that off of there. Stick that in the dishwasher later. 2 cups of grated cheese. Like I say, a mozzarella blend. This one.
Doesn't really matter what cheese you use unless it is cheese.
Mozzarella works really well because it's got that stringiness, right?
True.
And you normally put a bit of mozzarella on a pizza when you make a pizza. Get rid of that, and I'll just use my hands a little bit. There we go. 2 cups of cheese. We're going to come back and use that again. 2 eggs beaten. All right, there we go. We'll chuck that in the dishwasher later. And then it's just a case of mixing it all through. And you might think it ain't going to mix, but it does eventually all take up and mix together. So I saw this on Dr. Berg's website, and we tried it out, and it's been a bit of a favourite. Even the kids enjoy this one. So we used to have pizzas on Friday nights and buy the store-bought jobs, We used to get the Cheeky Brothers. They're quite a nice little pizza from the local supermarket in town. The kids really like the McCain ones, but they're a little bit too plastic for my liking. But anyway.
What do you mean by plastic?
You probably get more nutrition out of the cardboard box they come in, right?
True.
But they're a little more commercial. Cheeky Brothers are a little bit more like homemade pizza. Fresh homemade pizza. There we go. So just combined all those ingredients. Pretty straightforward. All right. Next thing we're going to do is grab our baking tray with some greaseproof paper on it. Spread that mix out on the tray. So pretty straightforward so far. Boom, boom, boom. I'm just going to spread that out. I'll get in there with my hands, it's much easier. Just spread it out a little bit, and then we're going to start compressing it out to the size of the tray. There we go. And then when we're going to pop this in the oven on about 180 degrees C for around about 15 to 20 minutes, just to get the base solidifying a little bit, firming up. And then we're just going to put some sauce on it, some toppings. We're going to do some salami and some more cheese. And we're going to bang it back in the oven and finish it off for about another 15 minutes on 180. So that's the base done, nice and simple. So the ingredient that sort of keeps all this together,
I guess
obviously,
the egg, right?
is and the cheese. So you got the cheese that'll all melt together, and being mozzarella, it'll stay quite stringy, help stick things together, and then the eggs as well, sort of bake to give that a little bit more of a solidified outcome. So here we go. We'll bang it in the oven, 180, 15 to 20 minutes. While that's doing its thing, we'll quickly make a pizza sauce. Don't have to get too crazy. Some herbs. I'll just find some. There you go.
And just so you know, we're not sponsored by anyone.
Nah. Diced tomatoes. This is real quick and simple, you know. Just because I'm a chef doesn't mean I go to highfalutin lengths to make food. It's not really necessary. So use of some garlic and some herbs. Dried Italian herbs, very simple. Sprinkle those in. Remember, dried herbs are twice as strong as fresh herbs, so don't get too carried away. Put some garlic in there. Here we go, a bit of that. Let's just get it in there. There we go. Don't have to worry too much about measuring. I like garlic, so bring it on.
This is like Uncle Roger all over again. If you don't know who Uncle Roger is, link in the description.
I'm sorry if I'm not giving you some really distinct measurements, but you know, it's about feel. Just go with it. Just experiment. Do your own thing. Make up your own recipes as you go. That's what cooking's all about. It's about the experiment. Now, normally I put a bit of tomato paste in here, but I don't think I haven't been able to find any. There we go. Bit of tomato paste. We'll get it in there. Now chuck a bit of that in, and this will just give it a little bit of body. All right. Bit of extra flavour and a bit of extra texture. A little bit of a firmer texture. All right, now I'm having gone to the extent of this is one I prepared earlier or anything like that. So this is all one dish, one take. We're not mucking around with that. All right. So if it doesn't work, then I guess we won't be putting this out.
Or this video will be cut out and put in the special bonuses thing, whatever.
We'll see. We'll see. Look, it works. It's worked every other time we made it, so I can't see why it wouldn't. So again, we just need some shredded cheese and some salami, and then when we're done, we'll top it off with a bit of rocket and some balsamic vinegar and a little bit of olive oil, and that'll be that. So we'll come back to you very soon once this base is done, and we'll put the final together, and we'll show you what it looks like and finish cooking it off.
A few moments later.
At about the 15-minute mark, I can smell that this is ready. So let's have a look, and we'll whip it out and we'll finish it off. All right. You can see all the cheese melted on top, nice and brown. It's a little bit solid. It's not solid, but it's firmer than it was, absolutely. Let's go in with a bit of sauce. Don't like to muck around too much. Like I say, the first time I made this, the kids were impressed. Trying to get kids to eat vegetables, let alone cauliflower, a bit of a challenge, but you might argue, yeah, there's a lot of cheese in it, and you're right. But that's to help satisfy the dietary fat component of keto diet. There we go, some tomato sauce on there. And we can keep this for, put in a casserole or make something else later. That's easy done. We've got some salami here. What we'll do is we'll put a little bit of cheese underneath the salami. There we go. Bit of salami. Let's crank this out. Yeah, don't be shy with salami much. There we go. Pretty simple, right? I reckon anyone could make this.
Cook or not cook. Anyone can make it.
Anyone can make this. This is easy. All right, back in the oven we go.
Anyone can cook.
Even my darling sister, who did not catch any of the cooking genes in our family at all. My brother and I are both chefs, and she often gives me a call asking me how to do things. So. All right, so 15 minutes, 180. Let's let it rock for 5 minutes, and then we'll come back to you when it's ready. I'll show you what the end product looks like and how we finish it off, and then we'll sit down and eat it up for dinner. All right, thanks very much.
A few moments later.
One.
Hey guys, we're good to go. I could smell it over sitting in the lounge watching me YouTube. There we go. How's that? Wacko. Good to go. All right. Do you want to just pause YouTube for me, please, love? Sorry, guys. I was watching YouTube while this was finishing off, and I forgot to pause it when I got up. But anyway, not to worry. What are we watching? BGT at the moment, so that's good. Here we go. A little bit of rocket salad over the top. As you can see, real simple dish, this one. Came straight from the garden.
Other than the rocket.
Well, other than the rocket, but yeah, the core ingredient, the cauliflower, straight from the garden. Here we go. A little bit of balsamic. A little bit of a drizzle like that. There we go. A little bit of olive oil. That's simple. There it is. Ta-da! Keto pizza. All right, we're going to hook into this and have some dinner because we're all hungry. We'll catch you next time. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to receive our notifications when we do post, which will be a little more often. We'll do another video very soon for you, and what that looks like is we're going to go out and show you where we how the block's looking as far as where we're going to put all the swales in, and we're going to do a bit of a dig test on that and see how much penetration from the rain we've had to know when we're going to get our mate in with his grader to start us off digging those swales. All right, catch you again soon. Cheers. Back to the channel. Well, you can see we're back in the veggie patch today. Haven't had any luck getting in contact with our friends over in York doing their food for us, so we're hoping to shoot some footage with them, but yeah, I'm just waiting on a response from them to see if they're keen to go ahead. So what are we up to today? Well, as you know, we put in our winter veg over the last couple of weeks, which is really starting to take off. You can see our beautiful cabbages coming on over there, and cauliflowers and broccolis. Everything's looking pretty spectacular. Our new beds. I'll come for a walk over this way, mate. See, our beetroots and our onions are starting to take off and go crazy. They're looking beautiful. And our cabbages, collies and broccolis that we got in this bed are all starting to come along. We've been getting a few rain showers, so it's been really good. We've only had to water once in the last few weeks since we planted these seedlings out, so they're looking really promising. A little more rain would be good, but in general, if you have a dig down into these beds, you can see the soil is beautiful and moist. So the wicking action's certainly doing its job. Yeah, looking great. And then over this side, our poor capsicums are starting to take a bit of a hit, but they're still producing heaps of fruit, so we're going to keep taking it while they're doing it. Our bok choy and pak choy starting to look nice, so that's good. Little bits and bobs. Okay. Our poor egg fruits, they're just about had enough. They're giving up the ghost. It's starting to get a bit too cold for them, even though they're still putting new fruit on. But I think...
as you can see on most of them, they're starting to change their colours.
Yeah, we need to sort of start harvesting and using them up a little bit more. Anyway, as we go. See our little lettuces are doing well.
Forgot about these ones.
Yeah. Just a few little weeds here and there, but lettuces are doing nice. The little beetroots are coming along.
Oregano's still surviving.
It's still surviving. I don't know how it'll go over the winter, but I guess we'll see. And the chives are looking reasonably healthy. They're starting to come back. They were shaded out by the carrots and the eggplants that we had in here as well. So as you can see, it's all starting to grow. But today we're going to pop some nets, some insect nets onto our brassica beds, only because last year we had so much beautiful looking veg coming on, and then all of a sudden the white moth got hold of it and absolutely decimated our product. So it ate all my cabbages. I had a whole bed full of cabbages that were annihilated.
I think that was that bed.
Yeah, something like that. They just got absolutely flogged. The broccoli, we managed to pick the broccoli heads, which was good, but all the leaves were we're eaten with worms. So that's what we're going to do today, guys. So we've got two. Went over to Bunnings today, one of my favourite shops. Come and have a quick look at what we bought.
Well, as Mum says, his second home.
That's right, mate. So we bought some Cyclone 4 square metre insect netting. Okay. We're also going to use some 1.8 metre stakes, some wooden stakes, just to put them over the top. A lot of people like to use poly pipe tunnels and things like that to brace them up, but I found the stakes are pretty simple to do, and we'll show you how we do that in just a minute. So bear with us. We'll set up a little bit and we'll come back to you in a minute and show you what we're doing.
One.
All right, so that didn't take us too long now, did it? So the one thing I like about these wicking beds is we've got this metal framework around them. What we're going to do is use some cable ties. One of my favourite little hacks that I like to use. Cable ties are good for just about everything. We're going to cable tie these stakes onto the cages. Means we don't have to belt them into the ground or anything crazy like that. So my young mate Carl here is going to give me a hand. All right, Carl, let's do this.
As known as the cameraman.
Carl the cameraman. Cameraman Carl. So, all right, so all we're going to do is, excuse me while I pull my duds up, come around the back of these and just plug them in like this. Give me a little, stand it up straight, mate. You know what, we're going to have to join two of these together. They're not quite long enough. That's all right, now they are. And righto. It's pretty easy, wasn't it, mate? Yeah?
I guess so.
Yeah. And through like that. I reckon that we'll just about do. We'll do a couple more down the bottom.
Might come over here.
There we go. We'll just keep working our way around the bed. I don't think we're going to get behind that one. There we go. Alright, rock solid, that'll do the job. Alright, perfect. Alright, mate. Pop him up there. Broken the back. Here we go. Here comes the wind again. Our friend the wind.
I would say our worst enemy.
No, it's all good now. We've got these U-Butte mics, mate. Hey?
Well, most of the time, enemy.
Much more better.
If that's a word.
Yeah, it is now, mate. It's in my vocab. We're good. Alright, here you go. You can do the lower ones. You got a younger back than me. There you go.
Better quoted Jason's Aussie Permaculture. Put that in the video.
You'll be doing the editing, so there you go.
Yay.
So Carl's been doing a pretty good job on the edits, I reckon. Put a message down below if you got any advice for a budding cinematographer. It's got to go down around that frame, buddy. I'm going to do this one.
Tight. It's a bit of a tight
It's a
fit.
bit of a tight fit, isn't it? That's all right. There you go. And we can do it from both ends. See? Look at that. Hey? Nice. There you go, last one around the bottom. Doesn't matter if that just goes round behind this one here. Can you get it in there?
I don't know.
A little bit of this out. There you go. Cooking with gas.
Imagine I got it the wrong way.
Hey, it's all right. And pull the other end as well.
Yeah.
No, the other end. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Keep going. Hang on, champion. Look at that. That'll do the job. All right, let's move on to the next one. You right, mate? Seems like you're having struggle there.
Yeah, my wrist is kind of.
Oh, your wrist is kind of, is it?
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Where do we go on this side? I reckon we go on this side like that there, eh?
Yeah.
There you go. You want to come and hold that for a minute? We'll whack this one around here like this. How's that? All right, here we go. Come over here in front of this. Oh. That's around the wrong way, isn't it? What's going on here, mate? There
Houston, we have a problem.
That's weird, isn't it?
Probably hasn't made it to the teeth.
Yeah, it has. Doesn't want to work.
I'll get another zip
That one's a
tie.
big cactus, I reckon. All right, let's get a couple
I'll get
of
another.
new ones. Here we go. Get rid of that.
See you next week.
See you next Tuesday. All right, let's give this a crack. You wanna hold that post for me?
Yeah, I'll just
Right,
put
mate.
this down.
All right, hang on to him for me. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, mate, here you go. You can do the next couple ones.
I'll give you a little close up on what it looks like.
It's all right.
That's as far as I can zoom in.
All right. Yeah. What are you zooming in for, bud?
Up close.
Do they need to see up close? I think they get the idea. Eh?
Comment. I want to prove him wrong.
Yeah, good on you, mate. There you go. One more down the bottom. And we're nearly there. We'll put the net over the top. We'll just make sure there's nothing in the inside the nets before we
I'll
lock
go
it
and
down.
wrap them.
Eh?
I'll go and wrap them. Take
Here you
the
go.
cover.
No. Just come here, mate. Let's finish one thing at a time. Here you go. Bottom one. Get him in there. Finish one bit at a time, mate. Get him, bud.
Almost.
All right.
Got it. It's not really that straight.
Well, it will be soon enough. We put that bottom one in. Oh, pardon me, what an animal. Here you go. You can do the bottom one. Alright. There we go. Cooking with gas. That'll do the job. Alright, let's grab one of those nets.
One.
Alright, here we go. Yeah, mate, take that in. Good work. I don't like to lie these on the ground too much to get them covered in sort of grass clippings and the rest of it, but you can see
I think you spoke too soon.
it's a pretty big old net. Yeah, we'll work it out, mate. Let's open him up a bit, bud.
Just
There we go.
reminding
Now
me
we're
of a
talking.
bin
Alright,
bag.
come back up this way a bit. Yeah, alright. Let's go here. Hey, get the other corner, mate. You had the right corner to start with. What are you doing?
No, it's too big.
No, it's not.
The wind's kind of.
Look here. Dude, come off it. Here. It's not that hard. Grab that corner. Righto, we're going that way.
Okay.
Right.
If I can reach.
Yeah, you can reach. Just don't pull it because you don't want to rip the netting. Don't rip the netting, please, like you're doing. Right. Some might say that's why they use polypipe tunnels. But anyway, we'll just keep working it on. Oh, come out of there, bud.
It looks so big when it's not on the garden bed, but now it's on the garden bed, it looks tiny.
Yeah, mate. It's a 4 metre net. It's like the other net we got. It's what we need. It's got to come this way a little bit. I need it to go down against the edge there. You just keep...
Do you want me to tuck it in?
No. There we go. How's that looking?
I just need to unfold this part.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
What?
It's a little bit short that way. That's all right. That's all right. Just pull that a little bit tighter. All right. Now, this is what I like to do to deal with these old ends here. I get each corner like this. I'm not seeing any bugs in there, which is good. Get the corners of the net like this. Tend to tie them together.
Yeah.
It's a big old granny knot like that. Just to hold that in place there a little bit. I'll do the same on the other side.
And basically what we're going to do next is what we've done to this bed over here. As you can see, it's got like an elastic band around it. Like a big elastic band ball thing. So that's what we're going to do to this bed right here. After we do the granny knot, of course.
All right. We'll just do that and that'll hold that in place for a minute. All right. Now this is the garden tie I've spoken about before. It's great stuff. Good for tying up trees and all sorts of things because it's got a bit of elastic stretch in it. So yeah, really good. All right, mate.
Elastic band.
All right, mate. Run around the base there.
It's a bit short.
That's all right. We can work on that. It's all right. Yeah. Round you come. That's the way. All right. That gives a little bit of length here.
Whoops.
Whoop. There you go. Hang on to that for me. All right. We had this around our fruit trees too. We had some...
It was like green.
yeah, it's a frost mat. Just to try and offer a bit of protection from the wind out here in the summertime because it's absolutely annihilating everything.
And also last winter, we had a tomato bed. It was seedling tomatoes. We put the same thing as you saw in a couple videos ago when we showed you the fruit trees at the end. We had that same material and we had it over the tomatoes, but unfortunately we were a bit too late and killed the tomatoes.
Yeah, it didn't really protect it from the frost that well, did it?
No, it didn't.
All right, kids, so all we're going to do is just go around and tuck this in like this. Pretty straightforward. But, you know, I'm getting into this, using things like the netting. You know, in the past, my earlier years of experience in veggie gardening, I'd use pesticides. And obviously now, that's not really the way you want to go with these things. So, there you go. That's one bed done. We've got one more to do. And you get the idea.
We'll update you once we've done it.
Yeah, so we won't bore you too crazy. You've seen us mucking around with this one. We'll quickly knock the other one over and give you another quick look around, and we'll call it a day. Good on you.
A few moments later.
G'day folks, welcome back again. Well, as you can see now, we've got our 3 beds that we've, the tourist of the new beds, all covered in our insect cloth. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't get any of those mongrel bloody cabbage butterflies in there. There's cabbage moth in there. So we can hope for a good harvest this year. So there you go. It wasn't too bad. I know it just probably might seem a little boring putting some netting on top of your veggie patch, but I don't know, might help someone somewhere. See how we go. So what else we've been doing? Well, we've been getting a bit of rain, which is good. You know, start softening this ground up a little bit. I think we're going to wait till about June, maybe late June, early July, mid-July, somewhere around there, to start digging these swales. I just need a little more rain yet, so it's going to be much easier for my old mate with his grader to come in and do those with the ground a little bit moist. I don't want it sodden, but a little bit moist is good. So what else have we been doing? Well,
Nothing to do with the swales so far.
no, not yet, not yet. It's a bit of a process. But we're starting to get some lemons starting to mature on our lemon bush, so that's nice. Mango trees, that's just going from strength to strength. It's nailing it. It's going really well. The apples, probably getting ready to go into hibernation soon over the winter, so expecting them to drop some leaves soon, and it's going to be exciting next year. We'll hit them with a really good fertiliser in early spring, and hopefully some of that lateral growth we're seeing this year continues on, and the trees spruce, jump up a little bit, and never know, we might even get a couple of apples kicking off them. We'll see what happens. So what else has been going on? Well, me personally, I've kicked off on a ketogenic diet, so I've only been doing that a little under 2 weeks and lost 6 kilo, which is a great outcome. So but a healthy keto diet, so using 7 to 10 cups of salad and vegetables a day, so that's going really well. Some lean steak and some bit of animal protein and animal fats, and
Organic as well. Organic meat.
Organic as well. Yeah, we've gone to grass-fed, grass-finished meat, and that's absolutely nice, beautiful stuff, but no hormones or anything like that in it. So getting on a bit of a health kick. I've got to lose some weight. Now, we had kids a bit later in life, so I need to be around a little bit longer yet. So that's the idea behind that. But I'm feeling great. Amazing thing, you know, after a week, my arthritis has subsided. I've got no pain in my knees or my hips anymore, which is fantastic. Cut the carbs out, cut the sugars out. Didn't end up with a keto hangover or a keto flu or anything like that, so that's really positive. But growing our own beautiful organic veg is certainly going to help get us across that healthy line a little bit more. So anyway, look, that's all we've got for you this week, folks. As we're building up to do the swales, we'll be heading out to have a look at some pioneer species. We've got a supplier in mind for that. We'll keep you posted on what that is.
And hopefully we'll be able to see the York food forest soon enough.
Yeah, we never know. We'll just have to wait. I know everyone's busy these days, so we'll see what they say. They may want to say, no, I don't want nothing to do with you. So we'll see how that ends up as well. So anyway, thanks for tuning in again, guys. Remember, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you get all of our new content as it comes in. And we'll see you next time. Everyone, welcome back to the channel. Well, as you can see, it's another windy day in Bajorting, so hopefully our mics do us justice. They've worked pretty well last time, so I think we're going to be okay. We're back in the veggie patch today. First of all, I thought we'd give you a bit of a show around of what we planted out in the last couple of weeks. So, see over in this bed, our cabbages and broccoli and collie are starting to come along nicely, which is good. So next weekend, I'll get paid next week, so we'll be back out to Bunno's, go get some more insect netting for these other beds. So we've got this one, and we're going to set up a few more today with some seedlings we got, but we'll show you that in a minute. So yeah, so everything's starting to come along. These are all in situ planting. They're all seeded out straight into the bed. They're doing quite well. And over here we've got some more cabbage and our onions. It's probably a bit hard to see through the netting there, but you get the idea. Had a few losses on the onions, but we've got some more seedlings we can whack in today to make up the difference on those. See our beetroots are coming along nicely. A few little weeds here and there. Yeah, so I really like using some of these young leaves as salad mix. That's really nice. So the onions are starting to come along nicely. They're all surviving quite well. We've given these beds not much water. We gave them a little bit of sea salt power feed the other day, or a few days ago now. And yeah, that's the only water they've had. So these beds are holding up quite well. We've had a little bit of rain the last few days, but if you look down in here, it's still quite moist. See, that's all nice and dark and moist. Beautiful. All right. So we've got a few beds we've got cleaned out. We're going to plant into. Just need to do a little bit of prep on those. So this one, we had a tomato that we thought might come back, but I think it's just going to get too cold for it. So we hoiked that out. We're going to put cabbage, broccoli, and collie into here. We're going to pop a few bok choys in the back of this bed, maybe. Pulled the cucumbers out the other day, so they're all gone. Got another bed over here. Carl struck a couple of sweet potatoes.
They're in the pantry, and I noticed they were growing. So
I don't know how they're going to go, but look, we'll see how they go. They've shot up, and we actually pulled them up a minute ago to have a look, and thinking they're not working, and they're actually getting roots, so we stuck them back in the ground. So let's leave them, see what happens. If they grow, they grow. If they don't, they don't. We'll put some in the closer to the springtime then, but we'll put some lettuce in the back of this bed over here. So all these beds are looking beautiful. The soil's looking magnificent. We're going to load up with a bit of my old favourite Yates organic dynamic lifter. That's the stuff. You can see over in this bed, we didn't quite get all the onions out last year. We've got some onions coming up again, so we're just going to leave those. Here's eggplants. Yeah, look, they're going all right. We've still got some eggplants coming off of them, but I don't know. They might crap out in the colder winter, but we'll just let them go for a little while. As you can see, there's still some flowers coming along. Plenty of flowers coming along. So yeah, let's see how they go. Might get a couple extras off there. Who knows? A couple of weeks ago, I oven roasted some, sliced them up and oven roasted them with some herbs and garlic and put them in some olive oil. So they're in the kitchen now, having a bit of a marinade. So that's really nice for a bit of a pick with some cheese platter or something like that. Always yummy to have a bit of roasted eggplant on there. So, and we've had a mountain of eggplants off them this year. It's been fantastic. Not everyone's cup of tea, but these young Lebanese versions are nice and sweet generally. So some of them are getting a little bit too big now, but we'll hook them off and eat them in the next week or so. So anyway, give you a bit of an idea. All right, so let's get on with some prep, and we'll start planting. Going to get in here and give these beds a bit of a turn. I'm just going to turn this mulch in. This mulch is like it's got chicken manure in it and all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to pick up some more when we go to Bunno's next weekend, and we can put more on top. But in the time being, I'll just add a bit of organic matter back into the soil. Certainly can't hurt it. And then we'll give it a bit of a dynamic lifter in there as well. So as you can see, soil's beautiful to turn over. No major dramas there. Good looking soil.
very moist.
We did, yeah, pretty moist. We haven't given this bed any water for a while. It's all just wet off the rain. So of course, you know, any water going down into the water wells collecting and wicking back up through the garden bed. So that's all looking pretty nice. Got to remember not to go too deep on these wicking beds, or else you start digging up all your. On the bottom we've got a sand layer, and then we've got
PVC.
yeah, we've got well, they call it geotextile fabric in there as well, so we'll just be a little bit cautious how deep we dig. This soil runs about 30 centimetres deep. There we go, that's as simple as that. We'll give them a bit of a turn with the claw, so we'll just give them a quick turn over now. Look at these capsicums, would you? Hey? Bloody beautiful. This time of year, let's leave the capsicums on the go, it's pretty amazing. Probably should have staked those capsicum bushes up a little bit, but you know, there's a bit of root, bit of stuff off of the cucumbers.
And this chili's been shaded by the cucumber at the capsicum.
We'll give them a bit of a drink of our worm tea today, mate. They might like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's looking a little bit. I don't think the winter's going to be kind to this one, but we'll see how we go. Look at them, lots of nice little chilies on there.
I learned a lesson once because I picked it fresh from the garden. I thought, how hot would it be? It's pretty much a dumb idea. I picked it, I split it in half and stuck my tongue on it.
Yeah.
And then I ran inside and blew myself a glass of milk.
You didn't do that again, did you?
No, I don't think I want to do it again, to be honest.
Yeah, so we've still got a bit of root material in here from the last plantings, but you know what? It's all organic material, it'll break down. You can see we've still got some chives in here. Like I say, we'll give this a good turnover once we get our dynamic lifter in there. Still beautiful soil, look at that. But we've got some chives there, we've got some oregano. The poor oregano got grown out between the carrots and the bloody eggplants this year.
It's starting to come back, but
yeah, we'll see how it goes. I don't know if winter's going to be kind to it, but the old chives are a bit shaded out as well, but we'll see. If they don't come around, we'll just pull them out and do something else. So, you know, it's all about learning, right? So, I mean, I've done veggie gardening of one type or another for years, and you know, you're still learning all the time. Particularly when it comes to these new kinds of beds. You see the soil in here is like pretty bloody damp, right? But that's okay, I'm not too fussed about that. We'll plant out, we'll water in the plants, and then we probably won't give this any more water out of our water tank. There's one of those borers again.
Don't put that near me.
From our water tank over yonder, you can see our water tank behind us. 113,000 litre water tank, so we've got to try and catch as much water as we can. We actually had to buy water this summer because we ran out a couple of times. So
it's gotten below the pipe before for the pump.
Yeah, it has, mate. So, but we worked out when we started refurbing some of these summer beds that we were probably over watering. So because the beds were really wet like this one. So next summer we were giving them about a tank of water a week, and in some cases about every 3 to 4 days. But I think we'll just keep an eye on, you know, just watering once the plants start wilting a little bit. So as you can see, the wicking still is working well. So nice and moist. All right, let's get a bit of dynamic lifter into these beds and give them another turn and start planting out. Yeah, so this is my favourite organic dynamic lifter. Great stuff, fantastic, works well on all plants, can't go wrong. Well, number one, it's organic. Number two,
it stinks.
It stinks. Well, it's pelletized poo, mate, so probably going to stink a little bit, but anyway, here's what it is. And we'll load up into here a little bit. Just remember to stand upwind, eh?
Yeah.
Move back a little bit.
I got it in my eyes once. Was not happy.
Yeah, it's a problem when you're standing downwind of this stuff. You don't want to be downwind of it. Okay, a little bit in the back of this bed. Give it a bit of a turn. A little bit in here. So, you know, the plan is...
Not standing.
Yeah, I told you, upwind, son, upwind. The plan will be to buy another 4 IBCs and make another 8 of these beds. So, I mean, these are only pretty much a square metre, a little over a square metre of growing space. But been looking at that one behind you. You can fit a fair bit in there.
And all
Still
of
got a
this
truckload of carrots and
is starting to wilt. And
yeah, we actually watered that bed the other day with the. Then the basil's pretty well done. We need to pull them out, and the carrots we need to pull all them out. But we'll get on to that.
Look, the time is still
Yeah,
alive.
next weekend. Probably got a bit of time in there, have you? Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit shaded out, but that's all right. Bit of thyme. Nice.
There we go.
Anyway, that's next weekend's job. Pull all those carrots out and get all the basil out, and the Italian parsley will hold up. That'll hold up through the winter, no worries at all. So we've got to start doing something with that. Make a bit of salsa verde or something like that. Yeah. Well, just for those of you who don't know, I'm actually a chef by trade, so I really enjoy growing and then preserving our own product. It's been really good this year. All the neighbours have had some. Mum loved me bread and butter pickle and me zucchini pickle. So yeah, anyway, I'll just give this a quick turnover.
The wind obviously doesn't like us.
It's just what it is, mate. You know, it's that time of year. Actually, I don't know what time of year. It's not bloody windy here, to be honest with you. Got my old claw. Spoke about the claw last time we did a bit of refurb work, right? One of my best tools, one of my favourite tools. Had it for about 20 odd years, and bloody thing's bulletproof. Can't kill it.
Every time he mentions the claw, I go, I think of Toy Story when the aliens go, the claw.
Yeah. Look at that. Levels a bit out nice. Just dig that dynamic lifter over. Beautiful. All right, last one. The gardening doesn't have to be an all-day affair, you know. A little bit here, a little bit there. Kids love it.
Not the dynamic lifter part.
You'll be right, mate. Won't kill you.
It'll kill my nose, and that's probably about it.
Okay, there we go. How's that look? Pretty good, you reckon?
I guess so.
Yeah, too right. All right. Well, come on over here, folks. We'll show you the seedlings we got to plant today.
And also, something we didn't mention is we harvested some wormweed from the garden.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the worm farm.
There we go. So I've had quite a bit of worm tea out. You can see, look at the colour of it. It's beautiful. We're going to use that to water in today. And you can see what we've got going here. We've got some broccoli, collie, cabbage. We've got some more beetroots. We've got some celery, small celeries coming on. Down here we've got some bok choy, pak choy. Some of them looking a little rugged, but we'll get them in the ground. I'm sure they'll be fine. Some onions and some nice little lettuces there. So let's kick off with this tray. We'll get them in. Alright, got my little pricking out tools here. Go with some cabbage. Oh, look at those. Beautiful little root systems on there. Fantastic. Really good. So again, these are all from seed. Had a bit more luck with the seeds this year. It's been quite good actually. First lot I didn't go so well, but this second lot's gone really well. Beautiful.
Oh, the wind.
Yeah, it's getting crazy, eh? There we go, we'll put our last two in this last hole here. Come on out of there. Last year we had some cabbage and broccoli, and they were going gangbusters. And I thought, oh, doesn't look like we've got any the cabbage moth out here. Looking great. And then all of a sudden, the cabbage moth came out of the woodwork, didn't they? Totally slammed me. That's why this year we're going to go straight for the old insect netting straight up. It's a bit of a challenge to keep it in place, but look, if we can deter some of them munching on me plants, that would be the best outcome. We'll bang some broccoli in this middle row here. There we go, broccoli. Yeah, nice little solid root stock on them. So here we go with them. I haven't had much joy with the broccoli from seed last year either. I don't know if it's this particular variety or what it is, but they didn't grow very well. But Carl was saying about our other bed today, he was looking a bit rough. So, but I think last year they only grew as big as they are now. We've got some great broccolis. We bought a punnet of broccoli from Bunnings, and they went crazy. We got some beautiful broccolis off them, even though the moths got in and still ate a lot of the leaves and that. They tended to leave the broccoli alone, which was nice. So we got some really nice broccoli last year. All right, I'll put these collies in. And I mean, who doesn't love homegrown cauliflower? I mean, you know.
You can never go wrong with homegrown food.
Nah, you can't go wrong, mate. Too right. And then we know exactly what's in it. And if the shop shut down tomorrow, we'd be sweet on growing our own tucker. No worries at all. Might put these a little closer together in this run. Might be a bad idea, but anyway, we've got too many plants here, so I don't like to waste them. If we're gonna propagate them, we'll plant them. Doesn't matter, they'll grow. I think with this wicking bed scenario, it's almost like hydroponics, and you know, when you grow hydroponically, you can put the plants a little closer together. So I'm working on that theory. So we'll see how they go. I mean, they're not in the ground. They're not competing for nutrients. Not competing too much with weeds. We seem to be able to keep them weed free. So it's pretty good. Of course, not being down on the ground. It's not quite as hard on my old back. Not that I think I'm old, but the body starts to hurt after about 45, I found. Anyway, it's all good. There we go. Bring that last one in there. How's that? Pretty good? What do you reckon? Looks good to me. Righto. Where are we going next?
The sweet potato bed.
Sweet potato bed? What do you want to put in there?
Bok choy?
Bok choy? I thought we put some bok choy in this bed and put some lettuce over there, and in the meantime interdisperse some of this beetroot somewhere as well. I think we could probably put the beetroot in behind the eggplants there, eh? What do you reckon?
Okay, yeah.
Eh? What do you say?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll go get my other tray. Okay. Bit of bok choy. They've gone alright, little plants.
The cats have ripped out the onions, so I've heard.
Look at those, eh? Beautiful little root systems on them. There we go, we'll bury them up to there because there's a bit of roots coming out on the coming up the old there we go, look at that. All that leaf litter in there, the leaf mould from the last lot of plantings we did. Going great guns. There we go. Beautiful. Roots going everywhere. Fantastic. The beauty of these things is you can just cut off the outer leaves like you do with some of the lettuces, and you know, eat them that way. You don't have to pick the whole bunch. That's all right. Look at that. Beautiful. All right. Sweet. Well, we'll stick that in there so we know what it is. There we go. I think we might do the same with these markers here too, eh? What do you reckon, mate?
Yeah.
All right. So what do we got? We got broccoli, collie. Oh, that didn't stand up very well, did it?
I guess we'll just have to remember it.
Doesn't matter. We know what it is. And cabbage. We'll stick that in there like that.
There's still a tomato one in here.
Eh?
There's still a tomato one.
Oh, that's all right. Stick it back in there. We'll use it again. All right. Now let's go over here. These little lettuces. Look at those. Aren't they nice? Little mignonette style lettuces. It's I'm not going to separate them. I'm just going to whack them in like that. Beautiful little root systems on them. Lovely little plants.
Oh, did you put 2 in the hole?
Oh, I put a couple in each one, mate. Yeah. Look at that, eh? I've just reused these punnets we got from Bunnings over the years. Give them a wash out, you know. They come good. I'm sure they'll crap out eventually, but some of these thicker units are a little sturdier. There we go. And these are all year varieties of lettuces too, by the way. And so you don't start sending me messages saying you can't grow lettuce in the bloody winter time. Well, yeah, of course you can.
You never know until you can try it.
You live in Western Australia. The climate here is very mild in the winter. So it doesn't get too cold. I mean, it gets cold enough, I suppose, but
We get hot summers and cold winters.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
it's not cold, you know, compared to Europe or anything like that. That's for sure. But all right, what are we going to do? Shall we pop a few? We'll pop a few of these bloody beetroots in around there too. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
I reckon it sounds like a bloody good idea. All right. Some of these bigger ones. Beetroot. We had some beautiful beetroots this last year.
We didn't cut one early enough and then it ended up in the worm farm.
Yeah. I put it in the crisper and my darling wife didn't cook it and ended up in the worm farm. But I suppose it got used one way or the other. Anyway, waste not, want not, I suppose. A beetroot, I'll tell you what, anyone can grow beetroot. This is probably one of the easiest plants you can grow. Really high in vitamin C. For those Aussies who like beetroot in their burgers, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Bloody bang on that.
Oh, I like that one in Bulgart, the steak sandwich.
Oh yeah, best steak sandwich in Australia for Bulgard, I reckon. Eh? And we'll chuck a couple in on this side as well, just to get them out of this tray. And then the celery, don't know where we're going to put that, but we'll find a home for that when we need to.
Top of the soil's a bit dry.
Yeah, a little bit. We'll water them in, mate.
That looks like that. Does that look like a carrot or a weed?
I reckon that's well, it's either a carrot or a weed. I'm not sure, but I don't know. So we'll just stick these last couple of plants in here. I reckon that's it's a little carrot. See, told you. Yeah, no good. All right, there we go. And we'll go put some onions over in this other bed. Just fill out the gaps a little bit. Hey, look at it.
Wow, this wind really wants to prove our microphone's wrong.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see. Hey, where'd those plants go? There we go. There we go.
The vegan teacher will be liking us now.
Oh yeah, mate. He's a freaking nutter, that one. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Lovely little onions. We'll just backfill where we've lost some. We bought a punnet from Bunnings and they were all packed in together, so it was a bit of a challenge. Separate those, but nice little onion. Look at that. Hey? Get that in here somewhere. Oh, look at that. Hey? Look at that soil. Bloody beautiful, mate. There we go. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get anything else out of that punnet, but anyway, we'll worry about that later. Some little ones in here. I don't know what's going to happen. I think my daughter's little cat might have had a munch on them or something. Who knows? But
Oh well, that cat likes to chew on lots of things, so if she did, I wouldn't be surprised.
yeah, we'll bang these. We've got one in there as well. I'll bang them over in this bed here, mate. Just fill up a few gaps over here as well.
I don't know if it's just me, but it looks like these cabbages are actually starting to form
Hey? Yeah, they are.
already.
Yeah. They're starting to form, mate. Beautiful little onions.
The weeds are going to start kicking in since it's starting to get into cooler months now. So.
Yeah. Yeah, they're coming along. Actually put on a lot of growth, these onions. They're looking really sturdy. Alright folks, we'll water all these plants in. I had to cut this milk carton down to be able to fit it under the spout for the worm farm, but anyway, we'll just chuck it right it amongst these four and we'll fill them up and water on. Beautiful organic worm tea. Look at that.
A good way to fertilise your plants from
Alright,
your
mate.
home.
We'll get you to go turn on that hose and we'll fill these up, eh?
Okay, go.
Yeah, I'll just water in these new plants we put in, folks.
Oh, the wind's blowing it at me.
I tend to go just on the plants themselves. I don't think there's a lot of need to water the whole soil. I'm just trying to make sure there's no what's going on here?
Clogged.
Bit of crap in the rows, mate.
There was a lot of dirt and bugs in that worm week.
Yeah, was it? That's alright. I've actually been putting the wormway on some of my pot plants on the deck, and lavender was looking a little bit sad toward the end of the summer. I'll tell you what, chuck the wormway on neat, holy dooly, brought them back beautifully. Probably have to put them into bigger pots or in the ground come the summer. Once we get our swales dug, that's the next thing, you know. I really want to get into that, but it's just time, isn't it? Time and money, unfortunately. Anyway. Crikey, Moses, there's a bit of shit in there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Hey? There we go. You're running again now. There we go. So I'll just go along and give all these a bit of a go. If the wind doesn't blow them all to hell, should be sweet. Alright, we'll keep going and oh, there's actually a worm in that one.
Oh, there was?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Is it in the bed now?
sure is.
Well, if I start seeing bite marks in the beetroot, then I'll understand why.
They won't eat that, mate. One little worm won't do that much damage, I'll tell you. Bloody Nora, eh? Wind, I tell you what, she's savage. Stand him up. All right, let's go hook some of these other ones.
God, this proves how much the wind, how strong the wind is.
Yeah, mate, it's proper windy. That'll be the test of the microphones today, won't it?
Well, I guess so.
Alright, let's give this poor little chili plant a bit of a feed too, eh?
I remember when we bought it, and it's still going.
Yeah. We'll have to probably roast off some capsicums next week and preserve those too.
There's too many.
Yeah, there's a lot.
When we first planted these, they were very wilty and thought that they weren't going to make it, but we planted them anyway.
The capsicums, yeah. They struggled along. All capsicums.
And eggplants.
Alright. So, it's Anzac Day here in Australia. Today we celebrate all of our
Australian soldiers
that died, and the returning diggers as well. Just like to say thanks for keeping our country free, lads. Australian soldiers among some of the best in the world. We've got our SAS barracks over here in Swanbourne in WA, so this is the training centre for all the SAS boys, so good on you, lads.
There was a few men in our family that were part of the Anzacs.
That's right, mate. We had a great uncle, or my great uncle was one of the Anzacs over in Gallipoli. Yeah, he survived. And
did you say one of them got hit by a train?
yeah, it's a supply train going. They used to go along the beachfront, and he got run over by the train, broke his leg, so that put him out of action for a while. Another one of my uncles, my great uncles, got gassed on the Somme. He came back to Australia and he didn't last very long after that, so I think he died in the 1950s or so. Poor bugger. Mustard gas took out his lungs. I never met him, obviously. But, the old man speaks pretty highly of him. Well, we've got one more. I think we'll just chuck this wherever, eh? How about we chuck them on the beetroots? What the hell? Bit of wormweed won't hurt them. I love it.
They start off real small and then they get bigger and bigger, and then you realise, oh, these were so small at one stage, and now look at them, they're absolutely huge.
Yeah, they grow pretty quick, eh?
Wow.
These were punnets we got from Bunnings, but so far they've been really successful for us.
Like what used to be the corn bed over there,
Yeah.
within a couple, like 2 months, we had corn.
Yeah. Crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway.
We did get a decent...
Alright folks, well there you go. Bit of a refurb on the beds and a few plantings. We'll bring them back to you in the next couple of weeks. We'll give you a look at those, see how they're making out. See if we didn't totally cock it up altogether. So look, I think we might call it a day today. It's actually a beautiful day out here, so stunning day. Just a bit windy, so look, thanks to all how many subscribers we got now, Carl?
13.
13, lucky for some, unlucky for others, but pretty lucky for us at the moment. So thank you all for subscribing. Appreciate that. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can keep seeing our content as it comes out. All right. So take it easy, everyone. Good to see you again. Catch you next time. Everyone, welcome back to the channel. Sorry we haven't done a video in a couple of weeks. We've been waiting for our U-Butte little mics to come along. I suppose I should have to say yeah, the quality of the last couple of videos has been a bit garbage, unfortunately, because of the wind. So hence we've reached out and obtained some microphones now, so that I think that's going to help us a lot. So tech it up a little bit.
And it doesn't really record the wind.
No. So I think we're going to get a much better quality video out now for you. I'm not going to delve too deep today. Just wanted to touch base, say g'day, let you know we're still on the face of the planet. And then we'll have to formulate a bit of a plan for the next weekend to put a video together. And just on cue, the wind comes up. So good timing. I guess we'll see how well these mics work, eh? So as you can see, if you want to have just a bit of a pan around, Carl, had 2 rain events in the last few weeks, and the
Seedlings are coming
place
along.
is growing crazy. So yeah, as you can see, our seedlings we planted a couple of weeks ago are starting to come along as well, which is great. So the winter veg is on the go, and we've cleaned out a couple of other beds around the place, and
Like the tomato one, but
yeah. So
we kept the stub in there because it was starting to regrowth from the...
yeah, so look, we'll see if we get any more tomatoes out of it. But as you can see, our capsicums are going crazy. Got lots of capsicums on there, so they're all starting to come along. But cucumbers are winding up, and yeah, we're just getting ready to got a whole heap of seedlings we've struck on the up on the deck at the moment. So we need to have a bit of a look at those in the next couple of weeks and get them out into the garden. We'll do a bit of a catch up next week. We'll plan a bit of a better show. We'll shoot something the next weekend and upload it. We just thought we'd say good day today, let you know we're still around, and we're really just testing out the new mics and equipment, so that's really good. So if we come back over this way, we'll go for a bit of a...
Also, we pulled out the lettuces as well.
Yeah, we got rid of everything out of that bed, so cleared out a few beds. We pulled all the carrots out of one of our beds, and
Oh, we did. I forgot about that.
we got quite a bit, so we processed those. We cooked them up and popped them in the freezer. So we've got some carrots there ready to go. So you can sort of see here, if you want to have a bit of a pan down around the property there, mate. So you can see lots of new grass starting to come on.
Lost my thong.
Well, don't lose your thongs, mate. Yeah, just pan back around this way. Look at that. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Starting to green up again. That's just with 2 rains. So
When something rains, everything comes back.
that's right. Yeah, it doesn't take long to return. So you can see over here, might get a bit of a better picture of where our swales are hooking up now. I know the last time we shot a couple of weeks ago, it was all pretty brown and grey out here, but I mean, as you can see, just have a bit of a look down here. Ground's still rock hard, okay, solid like a rock. So we really need probably about a good 6 weeks worth of rain on this to really get some water into it. But I'm thinking by about midwinter, by sort of June-ish, around there somewhere, we'll probably look to start digging some of these swales up. So, but in the meantime, we'll come up with some content for you. Keep you posted on that. So yeah, been in touch with a few different people around the place doing projects on food forests and things like that in our local area. So that's been really interesting. Here we've been talking to the folks who've got the York food forest over there. So they're about 2 years ahead of us, I think, or at least a year ahead of us. So we're trying to set up a time to go and catch up with them and have a look at their project and see where they're going. But we've utilised some of the information they've been able to give us, which has been really good. So sourcing pioneer plants and all that sort of thing. So yeah, we're slowly putting together, formulate a bit of a plan on how to move forward. So, but whoop, there you go, little fly in the mouth, yucko. But that's Australia for you. So there you go. All right, folks. Well, look, I want to say thanks very much to our 8 subscribers. We've got some people tuning in, so that's really great. Thanks very much for that. We're getting a lot of people having a look at the channel, but hopefully now we've got some technology to be able to actually hear us on the videos. So we'll catch you again real soon. You know, please like, subscribe, and you know, hit the notification bell, and if we can keep you coming back to take up our content and have a bit of a giggle at us, that's fine too. So all right, take it easy, have a good weekend. G'day everyone, welcome back to the channel. Sorry, it's a bit windy again here today. but just ordering some microphones and things like that, so hopefully that'll help us cut the wind out of these videos a bit more. So what have we been up to this weekend? Well, a fair bit actually. We've got a bit more left to do. We'll take you down and give you a bit of a tour around our veggie garden that we've got going down there. We're going to do some clean up down there today, a bit of mulching and a bit of replanting ready for our winter crop, so that'll be fun. But so far what we've been up to out here is we've marked in a couple more swales this morning, which is good fun. So we've now got 3 swales down our first part of the section here on 20 metre centres. So we'll look at getting them dug when the ground's a little wetter. Now we did get some rain last night, our first rain of the season, so that has been really good. I think we got about 20 mil, which was nice. Yeah, so we'll start softening up this ground a little bit over the coming weeks. So far down here, 3 swales marked in. We've marked in a 15 metre exclusion zone for trees around the house. So when we had the big fires here in 2J, one of the rules was you couldn't plant any trees within 15 metres of your house. So yeah, we're just going to mark that out with a paint marker and some pegs, and we've marked out some exclusion zones. So what this will represent is the trafficable area around the back of the house. So we can bring our water truck in to top up our water tank when we have to. So far this summer we've done that 3 times, so it's starting to get expensive. We spent about $1,000 on water this summer alone, so yeah, it's been pretty full on. Haven't been able to catch enough water through the winter time. So anyway, so exciting times going ahead. So we've got our 3 swales down there, and yeah, we'll keep working our way down the block over the next few weeks. We'll bring you that profile when we get to it as well. And yeah, a couple more weeks we might be able to start doing some digging. Alright, I'm going to cut it there for a minute and we'll get set up. I'll take you down the veggie garden, show you a bit around there. Yeah, g'day guys, welcome back again. So as you can see, we're down in front of our wicking bed project that we started off last year. We bought 4 IBCs and made 8 beds out of those. I'm hoping to secure some more IBCs this year and set up another 4, and that'll give us 16 altogether. So that'll give us a real good area to be able to grow our veg in. So as you can see, we've got some beds that are looking a little bit ratty. Our corn in particular down this end, that's finished off pretty well. We've got about 20 or 30 cobs off of those corns this year, so had a really good year for corn. As you can see here, we've got some pumpkin out on the ground, pumpkin vine, and have had a terrible year with pumpkins. Have not had one single bloody pumpkin off the pumpkin patch. So I've had a gutsful now, so we're ripping them out, and we're going to just rebuild the bed and plant some onions and beetroot in there going forward. So we've got a watermelon in there as well, a little sugar baby watermelon that's gone quite well this year. I think we've had about four decent watermelons off there. So that was pretty nice. What else were? Let's go for a walk. I'll show everyone else what else we're doing around here. So, you know, like I said last week, we made a few mistakes this last year and we learned a few lessons. We tried co-planting at one stage. So in our zucchini bed here, now the zucchinis, they're pretty well done for the year. I'm not going to bother too much more with those. We've had about 40 zucchinis off of the plants this year, so we've done really well. I made some nice, about 4 kilo of zucchini pickle a couple of months ago. We've managed to eat all of that, and it was bloody yummy. So, so I originally had cabbages in this bed with the zucchinis, and didn't think it through very well. In that, forgot that zucchinis grow flowers and they need to be fertilised by bees. So I put a net over the whole bed, and then couldn't work out why I wasn't getting any zucchinis. A bit of a rookie mistake, really. I've grown zucchinis before, so I should have known better. But so we're focusing a little more on what we're planting in the same beds. So in the corn bed, for instance, this one today, we're going to rip that out. We're going to just stick it through the mulcher and dig it back into the soil. I'm going to put some cabbages. I'm going to put some broccoli and cauliflower in those beds. The zucchini bed's going to have the overflow of the cabbages that I got, because I've just bought some punnets this year. I've got some seeds for cauli and broccoli we're going to put in with the cabbages in that bed. And I I bought some punnets of cabbages yesterday, so we'll plant out 3 in each bed, and then we'll do some broccoli and collie seeds in bed 1. Bed 2, we'll put the broccoli and collie seeds in about another fortnight, so we've got that rotational cropping going on. And the 3rd bed up the other end there, we're going to put onions and beetroot in there once we get all of those vines out of there. So that's our idea there. Okay, we'll come down to the next few. So we've got our tomatoes there, poor tomatoes. Cocked up really badly this year with those. Didn't stake them early enough. But we're still getting some tomatoes off it, but they're pretty rugged. So yeah, we're getting a lot of loss to bugs as well, and or possibly even rabbits, I don't know yet, but they're not the greatest. But anyway, for living and learning, next year we're going to go to some cherry tomato alternatives. I think we might get a bit of run off of that. Yeah, I normally stake these up, and I tried to give it a go, but they got a little long and leggy and didn't succeed very well. But look, you know, we've had about 20 or 30 tomatoes off it. That's not bad, I suppose.
And the lettuce.
Oh, the lettuce here. Look, we haven't had much joy with lettuce this year. We've been bolting away to seed a lot, as you can see. And anyway, I'd say next weekend or the weekend after, we'll probably be cleaning that one out and getting ready to go with another crop or something else. We've got a capsicum bed. We've got a heap of capsicums coming along, as you can see. Yeah, heaps of them. Look at those. Beautiful.
And that poor one in there is stuck in the arch of the
Stuck
thing.
in the fork, yeah. Anyway, we put that in with some cucumbers, so we're still getting a few cucumbers out of it, but yeah, they're not far off getting ripped out either. I think the old curies are just about done. I made some nice bread and butter pickle with those this year, so as we get some product out of the garden, I'll show you how we make our pickles, and there'll be another different learning. Oh, a little chilli there. Yeah, we'll see. It's gone okay. What do we got over this one, Carl? We've got
Eggplant.
yeah, some Lebanese eggplants. They're going great guns.
Look at that big boy.
I know, have a crack at that, hey? Make your mum proud, that one. There you go. We've got some beauties on there. We've had a heap of these this year. Very prolific growers. Really happy with those. We had over the back of this bed, we had a truck ton of carrots. I got a little carrot crazy last winter, and I pulled all of them out a couple of weeks ago. And we had,
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
they got a little bit too close together, so turned the greens into mulch, so that's been working quite well as a light mulch on the beds. And yeah, last year we put together, so turned the greens into mulch, so that's been working quite well as a light mulch on the beds. And yeah, last year we planted out our carrots, we got a little bit too close together. They were a little bit on top of each other, so. But, you know, like I say, we made some fundamental mistakes, but we'll turn that around this year. Got some more of those Lebanese eggplants in here. They're looking pretty nice too. We're getting a few off of those. Carrots, so we've got a truckload of carrots here. Same sort of deal. Got a bit crazy with sowing my seeds out, and it turned a bit messy. So
Oh, the oregano's gone.
we're still getting good little edible carrots out. So,
And you also got the oregano.
yeah, we've got some oregano in there as well. Yeah, that's actually gone all right. Anyway, so yeah, you can see we're getting product out of the garden. Anyway, I'm not unhappy with the results, but I think we can always do better, right? So what else we got over here, mate?
Carrots.
More carrots again. Like I say, we've got a little carrot crazy. Whole lot of basil, which is running away to seed, which we'll collect when that dries out a little bit. You can see all the bees buzzing around. Yeah, we've got a wild beehive down in one of the trees down here. We can't access the honey, but the bees are certainly coming up and pollinating. We've got a heap of Italian parsley there. Chimes in that bed too, Carl.
Oh yeah, there is.
Yeah, I've got
Back
a little
there.
bit of thyme here that's sort of been protected by the parsley. We killed a few thyme bushes this year, but it seems to be hanging in there. So anyway, so the idea behind these wicking beds.
Oh, and the spring onion over here.
Oh yeah, there's Carl's spring onion that he planted out of the kitchen. So he had some greens left and put it in the garden, and that's gone absolutely mental. So well done to
Can you
Carl.
see the onion in there?
That's the biggest spring onion I've seen. So anyway guys, so the idea behind these wicking beds was to try and save ourselves some water. So as you know, with the top-down watering gardens, you get a lot of evaporation out of the soil. These wells are around about 100 litres per garden bed, and we fill them up from the standpipes. Just turn around to this one, Carl. Fill them up through these standpipes that go down into the well. You're not going to see much down there, but anyway. And the front's a drain, just made out of some PVC plumbing parts. And the actual soil level starts around about here. So you can see on the marker that I left here, I put some paint tape on there and painted over the top. So it gives us a little bit of an indicator of where the water levels are. So yeah, so in the bottom of there's some 100mm stormwater pipe. Drilled a heap of holes in it. We've attached it to a piece of 50mm by 50mm mesh, steel mesh, a galv mesh. We've attached 5 feet to the bottom of those. We've put geotextile fabric down into each of the legs, backfilled it with sand, compacted it, and then we put more geotextile on top, cut some holes where the legs were, put another layer of 100mm sand on top of that. We cut through the geotextile to make sure there's sand on sand contact, so we get that wicking up through the sand. Then on top of the sand is we brought in about 3 cubic metres of vegetable and fruit soil mix.
And dynamic lifter.
Oh, there's a truckload of dynamic lifter in there. There's all sorts of things going on in there. So yeah, it's pretty good soil. As we replant these, what I like to do is hit them with a bit of wetter soil. They can get a little dried out on the top surface during the summer months. So we'll give it a hit of that with the winter coming on now, and that'll help with the rain penetration. So anyway, that's a bit of a general tour of our veggie garden. So we'll bring you some more shots of that over the winter time as we go. But right now, we'll get some tools together, and we'll start refurbing these 3 beds, and we'll bring you back when we're set up and ready to go.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No! No!
So anyway, a little beauty. Making this mulch. We'll put all this back into that bed and dig it through. Organic material in there. Might help break up that soil. That soil's pretty heavy, as you saw on those roots before, right? So it hasn't had any water in that reservoir for over 2 weeks. So we'll chuck this in and give it a bit of something to build up the body in that bed. But in the meantime, we'll get the rest of these beds cleared out. We'll chuck them through the chipper chopper. Then we'll get back into rejuvenating the beds and getting some plants sorted out in there. Well, as you can see, guys, we've got a fair bit of gear out of those beds. I've had a bit of a change of mind. I'm not going to dig this back into the beds today, it's too green. So I think what we'll do is we'll set up a bit of a compost heap and dig it back into the next lot of beds as they come due. So I've actually got a compost tumbling down at my old girl's place I'm going to go and pick up as well. So I think that might be next weekend's job. Get that up here and get this gear in. Alright, no worries. Well, we'll start turning over these beds in a minute and start planting out and be good. Alrighty, come back to you soon. Yeah, back over the beds, guys. So we're going to turn these over. I've got some of my favourite compost here from Osmocote. I only got 2 bags yesterday from Bunno's, so I've got some compost there that are citrus and fruit, so I'll chuck them in one of the beds. I like to use the old dynamic lifter as a bit of a fertiliser in there. I've got some triple C mulch, it's got corn and chicken manure in it and all sorts of fun stuff. And well, wetter soil, it's a beauty, just to get things rolling. So I don't know we're going to need a lot of it in this bed, but we'll see how we go. We'll turn them over and we'll get it done. Alright, here we go. Just level this bed off as well. That soil, bloody beautiful. And this is just the mulch that I've chucked on top last week. Had a bit of organic matter. So last winter the kids went and started catching worms around the property and chucking them in here. I haven't seen any in here, but I might do the same again this year. We've got the worm farm now, so.
Or we could go just buy worms.
Nah, they're composting worms, mate. Don't want to put them in your garden beds. They'll eat all your plants. There we go. I think that looks pretty nice, eh?
Yep.
What do you reckon? Alright, so let's get some cabbages. Alright. So here we go. I've got these little cabbages from Bunnings yesterday. I'll even give you a gander. Sugar brown, they're called. Sugar bowl, sorry, sugar bowl. So I did start some seeds off earlier, last week, and yeah, slow down, son. Yeah, they all killed over and died. I work in Perth, so I'm away at least 3 days a week. So this time of year and the heat, it's a bit hard to get the seeds going. But anyway, so what we'll do with these, as I said earlier, we're going to put well, one of these 30 centimetres apart. I reckon you're probably a little close there, so that's all right. I'll just step them out here a little bit. Got one about here. We're going to put cabbage probably fully in the same beds this year, so we can cover them up with insect nets straight away. Okay, 30 centimetres, yeah, I reckon that's about right. About right where you're heading there, mate. So, but I'm only going to put collies and broccoli in that first bed, then we'll sow direct. And I'll wait on this one a couple of weeks, just so we're not got everything finishing all at the same time. Okay. Alright, that looks pretty nice. Okay, we'll go down to this bed here. Okay, second bed. Tell you what, mate, you want to fill up a couple of those green watering cans for me? Yeah, good idea. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to mulch both these beds right the way across, and I'll wet down the soil where I'm going to put the seeds, because I don't like to water the seeds in because I tend to wash them away out of the soil and get a little heavy-handed. So I'm going to wet the soil down first, and then we're going to plant into that when it's nice and moist. I don't even think we need any wetter soil in this at the moment, but anyway, so there we go. Some of our mulch. Sugarcane mulch. A little bit dry, it's been sitting in the shed a little while, but that's alright. Oi, settle down, son. Alright, finish mulching this bed off and we'll get that water in. We're not going to put anything else in this bed for a couple of weeks yet. But put the cabbages in there. Next weekend we'll go get another insect net, put over these cabbages. Keep the white moths off of them. Meantime, we'll mulch them up nice so we're not getting any evaporation out of the beds. We are coming up into our autumn/winter now in Western Australia, so it's going to start cooling off a little bit anyway. Alright mate, hit that side. Chuck a little bit of water on here just to keep it, stop it blowing away with the wind. Alright, they're all looking pretty good. Alright, there we go. Beautiful. Alright, let's go back over to this side and we'll put some collies and broccolis in here, eh? Oh yeah, still pretty moist in there. Like it when it's all moist, that's good. People don't like that word, moist. I don't understand why, but anyway, what do you do? Right. None of those just yet, champ. We're going to do some of these first. I bought these broccoli seeds. It's cheap, to be honest with Righto, we'll see how they go. Let's chuck some of these collies in. See how they go. A couple of seeds at least per hole. We can always thin them out if we need to.
That's all of the seeds.
That's nice. Small ones out there, we'll just close those holes up a little bit like that. And that should do the job there. Oh yeah, thanks mate. Alright, you want to get that net there mate?
Yeah, it's over there.
Alright, let's chuck it over this way now. Oh, I'll tell you what, might pay to run inside and grab some of that black stretchy twine and might tie him on with that, eh? Yeah, you know where it is? Hey?
No, I don't.
Alright, I'll go get it. Alright, we're going to net this bed up. It's a pretty big net because I thought when I was using it on those other beds I had it on top of stakes, but I think next time we can just get 2 metre ones and not put them up on stakes, just put them down on top of the veg like this. So I've got some of this stuff. It's like a stretchy twine product. It's a good garden tie. So we'll tie this around so keep the bugs out. Yep. Oh. That's the way, son. Bring him around. Got some scissors here. Last year we had some beautiful cabbages going, and the bloody moths got them all. I was absolutely gutted. They got into me broccolis, but we managed to be able to salvage quite a few broccolis because they generally only go after the leaves. But the collies, they decimated, the cabbages, they decimated. It was a bloody shit show. So anyway, that's that bed. We'll check in a week or so and see if we've got some seedlings coming up. All right, let's knock off this last bed. This last bed we'll get a peek through. Alright, well there it is folks. 3 beds rejuvenated today. So we've got broccoli, collie and cabbage in this bed. We've got some cabbage. I ended up having to put some onions in here because we had a punnet of onions and we outgrew the other bed up the top there. So we've got onions in with the cabbages, and we've got some beetroot and onions up in the top bed there. So we'll check in a couple of weeks. We'll give you a look, see how things are going. But in the meantime, we'll check out the couple of fruit trees that we planted this year, and we'll give you a bit of a walk on that, and then we'll wind it up. Okay. There we go. This is Carl's mango tree that he bought. He's a bit of a mango freak. He loves his mangoes, and they saw it at Bunnings and said, I think I need to buy a mango tree. So yep, no worries mate. So we built this row ring, I suppose. We made a bit of a raised garden bed out of some corrugated colorbond I had down at the shed. So well, yeah, that's a good deal. We'll do that. So this is growing fantastic. So basically everything above the union is all brand new growth. Really nice. We need to get this out though. So, but so far so good. It's looking fantastic, and yeah, bugs aren't going too hard on them. So we'll see how we go. We might even get some fruit in about 2 years' time. This is one of our little apple trees we put in this year. So actually gone really quite well. I had to wrap it up in this frost cloth because the wind was really giving it a hard time. But all in all, going beautifully. Now, this one's called a Pinkerbell. It's a dwarf red apple.
No, that's the Tinkerbell.
No, this is Pinkerbell.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is a dwarf Pinkerbell, red dwarf. So I'm a bit confused. Getting all these people telling me you got to cut your apple trees all the time. I got another guy who says don't worry about cutting apple trees; they'll work it out themselves. So you know what? I'm just going to take that dude's advice. I'm not going to cut these. I will, however, weigh down these lateral stems though, because these are the fruit-bearing stems. So next year, before it starts growing and these stems get too big, we'll weigh them down a little bit. And yeah, there's actually some of these at Bunnings. They had them there. They were actually in flower and fruiting. So this one's going really well. It's down to the grafty union. That's looking really nice as well. Nice sturdy grafty union down the bottom there. So excellent. And over here we have our what's it called? The apple leprechaun. It's like a Granny Smith, dwarf Granny Smith. Now this one, you need this and the Pinkerbell together because they cross-pollinate each other.
And the bugs are getting at it as well.
Yeah, that's all right, mate. Bugs won't hurt it. So we're actually seeing some nice bud growth coming along now. They've taken a little while. This one's been a little bit tricky. It's taken a little while to establish. The graft union down the bottom there is not looking really great, but you know, pretty soon it's going to go into winter mode, so it'll lose all its leaves. But hey, look at all these. Last but not least, over here. Eureka lemon. And some friends of ours down in Perth, Barry and Jenny, bought us this as a bit of a housewarming gift, I suppose you'd say. But doing really well. Again, we built one of these raised beds out of Colorbond. Get those roots up out of the clay. I'm pretty sure there's probably roots down in the clay now, but a lot of these have pretty surface roots under that grass mulch there. So, but look, it's going beautifully, as you can see. We've got a couple of little lemons on there already. Don't know if they're going to come to fruition. I came a little bit early in the season, but I just gave it a fertilise in February there, and we'll fertilise again in spring, and let me know when I get some lemons this week. So anyway, that's a bit of a tour, folks. Oh, I forgot about your peach tree, mate.
No,
That's all right. We'll show the guys next time. So anyway, we'll sign off for now. Thanks very much for coming back. We've got 7 subscribers after our first 2 videos last week. So thanks very much for subscribing. 53 views across the 2 clips so far. So excellent. People are having a look at us, which is really great. Hope you're enjoying the content. Please like, subscribe and hit the bell. And we'll see you next weekend. G'day everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So what are we up to today? Rightio. As I said in the first video, first thing I have to apologise if it's a bit windy. Sorry about that. Can't stop the wind. But today what we're going to be doing, knocking down all this grass. Alright? We need to get rid of that so we can start marking out our swales. So we know where we're going to start working the ground and what we can do to improve that as the rains come and we start getting some rain on the ground. So what are swales? Okay, so swales are a way of us harvesting rainwater. As you can see, this block has a bit of a drop off to it. It's about a 4 metre drop between here and the shed. Down the bottom of the block there, you can probably see it off in the distance, about 120 metres away. Okay, so in the winter time, the first rains really run down these paddocks and down the fire breaks, and they gouge out big erosion areas, and it's just not real great. Last year we had a lot of rain end up down the back door of the house. It's a little bit freaky. Okay, so what they do is the swales capture the water. The water seeps into the ground slowly, retained in the soil, and it seeps in at 90 degrees perpendicular to the swale. Okay, so that means we can plant trees. They're also a tree planting system. So you plant trees on top of the berms of the swales. You can plant them behind the swales. You can even plant trees inside the swales to make best use of that water and get their roots down, so the water has a channel to follow down the roots into the deeper subsoils. So that's what we're planning on setting up here. Heavy clay soil, like I say, we'll have to be doing treatments with gypsum. We're going to be doing coring. We're going to be doing aeration to try and help wash that gypsum down into the soil and help break up that clay. All right, so let's get into it. I'm going to kick off with the mower. We'll get a bit of footage on that. Have a play around with that in editing and give you a bit of a laugh, alright? So, good on you guys. We'll be right back. How you going? As you can see, we've knocked down that grass pretty successfully. I didn't want to bore you too much with the detail, but we'll see as we go. I've just done this top section here. We can do more later, but I thought just for the sake of the video, we'll speed things up a little bit. I do work full time, so you know, my weekends are pretty special and precious, so we've got to watch the time we put into doing some of these preps, but that'll stop you guys getting too bored. Alright, we'll get our stuff together and we're going on marking out some swales. Good on you. G'day folks, back at it. We're going to start marking out our swales. This is the A-frame we built yesterday, and you can see using the wing nut scenario, you can fold it up and make it a little more compact. So we'll set this up and get the square level on there, and we'll start marking out. Here we go. Oh, by the way, this is my daughter Lily. She's going to give me a bit of a hand with marking out today.
Hello.
Yeah. Don't get too silly now.
Okay.
Alright. You want to hang on to that A-frame for me, sweetheart? Top of the block there. So, yeah, that's alright. Now, the rule of thumb on swales is it's a little bit loose, by my understanding. You can have as many or as few as you like, but they say that on a gentle slope, they should be more spread out. Obviously, the steeper slopes, they need to be closer together. Okay, so what we're trying to achieve is find a level spot in the terrain where this bubble lines up nice and level, and we're going to peg that out. We're just going to keep going along the contour until we know where the contour line is. And then what we hope to do with that is any watershed down the block gets trapped into those swales and seeps into the ground, and it can feed our trees without us having to water too much. Alright, let's get it going and see how we go. We're going to show you this one here. We'll mark it all out. I'm looking at doing a swale down below this one as well. Off to try and capture the water to spread it down that way. And of course we're just going to work our way down the block now. What I have to bear in mind is I don't want to get the ground too wet in behind the house. The last thing I want to do is have the house sliding downhill. Alright, bad idea. I don't think the wife would be loving me too much for that. But also we've got our water tank structure there. We don't want to get water under that and undermine that either. So it's going to be a bit of a delicate match, but we'll see how we go. We'll plan it out as we go, step by step, week by week, and yeah, we'll get it done. Okay, next point. keep going across here, and meantime I'll put some paint dots on the tops of these ones, and yeah, she's looking a bit dog kind of leggish, but that's alright. We're following the contours and we'll see where it takes us. Alright, be back soon. Alright, having a little help with Lily run over to the house and get some more pigs, so we'll crack on. As you can see, I put some paint marker on the top of those pigs already. I'll have a bit of drop my sleeve and do a bit of that. Alright, that's pretty good. A bit of history about Jordan, where we are. It used to be a broadacre farm here. Well, it was a township at one stage back in the old days, but it's pretty much a broadacre farm. That's why you see a bit of a lack of trees around the joint. But you know, with the broadacre comes a certain level of compaction once you put some sheep on it and some cattle on it. And now in Australia, our practices are not to till the soil, so we have seeders and it punches the seeds into the soil. So yeah, I'll take one, thanks, Dar.
I have too many of these.
It's all right. Yeah, so got a little bit of work to do to regenerate the place, but look, stuff grows. You get a bit of water on it, it grows crazy. So you want to come here and hold this stuff?
These keep falling off.
All right, maybe you need to take a walk and chuck it in the bin in a minute, eh? Yeah. Of course, with inflation the way it is and all that sort of stuff these days, I think growing a bit of food's a good thing.
I was going to throw these in the bin because I would.
You can see, pretty easy to do. We'll wait till Lily gets some paint on these markers. Yeah, don't get too crazy now. And give you a bit of an idea what it's looking like. So yeah, we'll get you to move over this end, Carl. We'll have a bit of a look down the line. There we go. Keep going, nearly there.
Yay!
There you go.
The last one.
Yeah, finish them off. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay.
It's pure yellow.
There we go. Well, as you can see, folks, just come back around this side. No? Excuse me, that one. As you can see, the contour, just step back out of the shot there for a minute, please, love. As you can see, the contour is about where I thought it was going to be. And it goes a little high and low in spots. You can see that through the landscape. So that's okay. I think once we cut in that swale, then we can sort of even out that a little bit, you know. The main thing is to make sure the bottom of the swale is nice and level so the water runs through it instead of pooling. That's going to be important.
It doesn't need
But there we go. First swale laid out. Wasn't that much of a challenge. Pretty simple, really. I think anybody can do it. Now look, guys, at the end of the day, don't feel like you have to rush off more acreage or anything like that. You can do this kind of thing in your own backyard. Okay, the suburban backyard, front yard. Hell, you see a lot of people now doing it front and back. Yeah. So the idea is just to start. You might say I'm not much of a gardener. Doesn't look like I'm much of a gardener either right now, right? But you know, it's time and experience, and you know, having a bit of fun. You can get the kids out, giving you a hand. All I say is get in, give it a go. Look, I'll tell you what, we're going to leave it there for this week. We've got a bit of stuff to get ready. got to go back. We've got to start getting our shit together for that. So that's all good. If you like what you saw, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell. That way you can get any further notifications. And we'll keep coming to you. We're going to try and do a weekly show and show you the progress we're making around the place. All right. So
Perfect.
marked out anyway. So we'll start making some decisions and make some observations, and we'll see where we're going to put the next ones and where we go from here. All right. See you next time. G'day everyone, welcome to my channel, Jason's Aussie Permaculture Adventures. Well, how this all kicked off is we decided before the kids were born that we were going to move out to the country. So we found a nice little 3.5 acre block out near Tooja in Western Australia. So we're about an hour and a half out of Perth City. It's a beautiful part of the town. As you can see at the moment, it's a bit dry. We're coming up to the end of summer. That's my 12-year-old son Carl behind the camera panning around. Say g'day, Carl.
G'day, Carl.
Oh, you're a funny bugger, aren't you? I'll get back there. All right, so yeah, pretty dry at the moment. So I've been scratching my head for quite a while trying to work out how we could grow some food with no water or very little water. I've got some other projects that we started last year that I'll take you through, but that's not today's thrust. So what I've gotten onto in the last couple of weeks is permaculture. Great Aussie invention given to the world yet again, another great Aussie invention. Well done, Aussie. Been watching my old mate Jeff Lawton. He's a bit of a legend in the permaculture field. He's been around for a long time, and he's a bit of a champion. He travels the globe doing projects in arid areas, helping people to set up food forests. Unreal guy. Amazing content on his YouTube page. You should check him out if you're into permaculture. Yeah, he's a good bloke. Anyway, so what we're going to do today is we're going to make an A-frame. We've been out at my favourite Bunnings warehouse over in Northam. G'day, Bunnings. Yes, my wife calls it my second home. We picked up a few odds and bods and a few things to make an A-frame today. We've also picked up a bit of a worm farm that we're going to go through the setup on a bit later. Yeah, good pan, Carl. There you go. Nice one, nice one. So what do we do with an A-frame in permaculture? So the whole idea behind an A-frame is to map the land contours, and not at the moment, because when we get some water on the ground, probably toward the end of winter, I'm going to have one of my mates come around with his front end loader, and we're going to set up some swales to start collecting water and start harvesting some trees on top of those swales, and set up some pioneer species, and then go on to expand our range in food forest plants, and fruit trees and vines and all sorts of things. So come along for the adventure. I don't know a lot about permaculture, so we're all going to learn as we go. But we've taken the step of setting up a few little things to make this A-frame already. So we'll take you through what we've got and how we're going to put it together. All right, everyone. So in our travels today, we went to my favourite hardware shop, as I said, and we picked up some pine lengths of timber. They're 42 mil wide, 19 mil deep, and they were 2.4 long. So I've cut two long pieces at about 2 metres, and I've cut a shorter piece at about 1200 mil. Okay, so what I've done here is I've lined them all up. We're going to drill some holes, and then we're going to join them all together. So I'm going to drill all the holes in 2 goes. So we get the top done, and we get the bottom where the actual A-frame part, the short part, goes across the 2 uprights to create the A-frame. So I've taken the liberty of cutting all of that and measuring it up, and now we're just going to drill through, and we'll take you through that. It's nice and simple. So I'm sure anyone that's ever used a power drill before knows exactly what I'm about to do. So let's give it a crack and go from there. Down the drill the right way. Cut. Alright, take two. We went to drill the first hole and the bloody drill ran out of charge. Rookie mistake. Anyway, I'll give it half an hour. We're good to go. Let's get this done. Always better with a charge on the battery, kids. Don't forget that one. Now, we'll just reposition here a little bit. Alright. I really need to build a bloody workshop. There we go. Nice one. Okay, let's put this sucker together. Righto. Righto. Thanks, mate. I think you're right in the way of the camera there. Alright, so here we go. Two uprights. We've got one of these whiz-bang bolt thingy bobs with a wing nut on the end of it. We'll slide that through the top. Actually,
Washer.
let's put a washer on first. Thanks, Carl. Put a washer on here. Push him through. Put another washer on the middle one. Push him through like that. Oh, look at that. Just about made for it, mate. Bang on. And then we'll stick a wing nut on there, like that. Look at that, flash as. And there we go, there's the uprights for the A-frame, nice and simple. Alright, next of all we're going to do the cross piece. We're going to make this so you can just demount it and put it away. We'll set them up on the very similar way to the, whoopsie, dropped that one. Thanks, mate. It's all right. We're not professional YouTubers yet. You know, this is our first show, so unless you get a bit of a laugh out of it as well, we're having a good time. It's all good. My fingers will work. Yep, there we go. Right, I'll just finger tighten that one up, and we need a couple more of those washers. Well, don't hit me in the head, mate. There we go.
I think it's a very big A-frame.
It is a pretty big A-frame, mate. Look at that. We're running out of room on our front deck here, but that's okay.
Yeah, it can go off the side. No problem.
Righto. She'll be right.
I already got one.
She'll be right, mate. Oh, you got one there. Good on you. Righto, put that through there like that. That through there like that. Get one of those wing nuts. Bloody wing nuts. Here we go.
It's way bigger than it looks.
There we go. Piece of piss. There's one A-frame. Look at that. Put him down on the ground, mate. Good on you. Okay, let's tighten this one up a little bit. Now, from here, I've been checking out these A-frames that I've seen other people build, and I'll just move it around so we can get it more in frame a little bit. So, the people that I've seen building these A-frames, their next manoeuvre is to set up a pendulum or a plumb bob weight. That all looked a little fussy to me, so I figured I'd just grab my old spirit level and I'll sit him on that cross member just like that. Now I cut this cross member the same size as the spirit level, so I could easily centre the spirit level like that. Now what we'll do tomorrow when we put this into use is that we'll just whack a bit of gaffer tape on there, mate. Gaffer tape fixes everything, all right? So we'll just gaffer tape this sucker on, and then we'll go around and we can start working out our contour lines. So looking at this, I can see my deck's not really level, but that's okay. I think at the end of the day, we'll give it a try maybe inside the house. Hopefully the house is level. But that's an A-frame. All right, piece of cake. Okay, so hope you all got something out of that. Even if you just got a laugh, that's a bonus. That's all good. All right, guys. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to pack this one up now, and then we'll set up and give you a bit of a look at the worm cafe that we bought today from Bunno's. We're going to set that up. My wife, my long-suffering wife, works in the local IGA in town at the supermarket there. She's a fruit and veggie girl, and not that kind of fruit and veggie girl. Don't get any ideas. So she brought home some scraps from the shop today. So we've got plenty of food scraps we can whack in the worm cafe tonight, and we'll give you a bit of a look at what that looks like. We'll pack this up and we'll set up, and we'll come back to you. Alrighty? See you soon. G'day guys. Thanks for hanging in there for me. Righto, so as I said before, we picked up a worm farm today as well to start creating some of our own worm castings, worm tea / wee, and getting that into our garden bed, so I'm not having to bring so much product onto the property from my favourite shopping place, Bunno's. Alright, so here we've got a box of worms, 1,000 worms, available at most good retailers, most good hardware stores. We've got a worm blanket, so we can tuck them in nice and ready to have a little sleep at night. So cover them up a little bit, keep them warm in the winter, cool in the summer, and keep it nice and dark. Then we've got our worm cafe, pretty flash unit this one. So we'll go ahead and open him up. I'll grab me little paraclaw knife here. Here we go. Look at that, eh? Nice little blade inside the paracord wristband. Yeah, it's pretty sharp. Alright, so made out of recycled plastic. So that's a bonus. We get to turn other items into useful items, which is really good. The packaging is also compostable. Really shouldn't do this like this. Anyway. Nice. Okay, so packaging is compostable. So all this cardboard will go into the worm farm. We get eaten by the worms. I'll have a bit of a look. So this is a lid. It's got a hinge on it. So you can just lift the lid up like that. Voila. Does it for you. Inside we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 legs. We'll pop them on in a minute. Oh, look at that. We've got some distractions. Don't worry about the distractions. And we've got a tap for our worm wee or tea to come out of down the bottom there. Alright, so let's actually we better have a look at those instructions, because I don't know what the hell we're doing. There's supposed to be some bedding material in here as well, so let's see if we can find that. There it is. Now we're talking. A block of worm bedding mix, and we put that in the top working tray. So step 1, remove wrapping from your worm farm bedding block and place in an ordinary bucket, about 5.5 litres of water. Slightly warm if possible. Yep, achieved. We've got some water here in a watering can. Block will expand to about 10 litres, so make sure your bucket is big enough. Yeah, we're good. Alright, as bedding block soaks the water up and expands, begin to break it up and turn it. Alright, takes about 15 minutes. So what we'll do is we'll get this in some water, and then we'll start setting up the rest, and we might have to cut for 5 minutes, and we can have a bit of a chat about where we are on the block. So we're at the back of my bedroom. This is my bedroom landing out here, and if you want to pan around, Carl, you get a bit of a view. This is my backyard basically. So tomorrow, this is what we're going to be working on. Cutting down all that dead grass out there, get rid of that, and start marking out for our swales. That's going to be mint fun. I can't wait. I really want to do the swales now, but we've got to wait till we get some water on the soil. If you look down here, just come with me, Carl. If you look down over here, you'll see what I'm talking about, the clay. It's like bloody concrete, yeah? It's, crazy hard. So anyway, that's what we're working with. The soil, yeah, don't get too crazy, mate. The soil is excellent soil, but it's just really hard in the summer. Can't dig it. So the idea is, you're right, mate. Yeah, you want to put him down and get him steady. I think you're making people motion sick right now. Okay, so the idea will be, we're going to work this ground over the winter, and we're going to lay out the swales tomorrow. We're going to mark them out with paint. We're going to get my buddy in with his machinery at the end of winter. Oh, before we do that, we're going to be doing some coring. I'm going to go buy a what do they call them, a broad fork, heavy duty broad fork, to start loosening the soil up. We're going to do some decompaction on the soil. We're going to get some gypsum onto the surface of the soil, and hopefully that all washes in with the rains. Anyway, we've got a whole program lined up for that. Okay, here we go. So there's our working trays. Got 3 working trays for this particular worm farm. Slide the feed in. Here we go. See how. Oh, that was pretty basic, wasn't it? There we go. There's one. That's 2. 3. And 4. There you go. You don't need an engineering degree to put that together, do you? Look at that. Bang on. So this is where all the wormwood is going to collect. The next thing we'll do is we're going to put the tap in. Righto. Flash ads. Look at that. Pretty basic by the look of it all. Tap goes in, nut goes on. Actually, where's that go?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got it. Just no.
Is it cross-threaded?
No, mate, she's not cross-threaded, but looks like it should slide down in there, but it doesn't. But anyway, it's just sitting proud, you see. Anyway, we'll screw him on and tighten him up, and we'll see what it looks like, I suppose. Hang about. There we go. There we go. Now we're on to it. Oh, Jesus, butterfingers. There we go. Try to over tighten him. Beautiful. Look at that. Bang on. Okay, so we'll grab one of these working trays. And that's about where we have to stop. Oh, hang about. Look, oh, jeepers creepers. Look at this. Hey? These bedding blocks going mental. Crikey. Check it out, mate. All right. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Like a chai potting mix or something like that. Beautiful. All right, we'll keep mixing that through. Oh, look at that. Hey, beautiful. Worms are going to love that. What do you reckon, Carl? Looking good, mate? Perfect. Yeah, there he is in the background. Thumbs up. All right. Whoopsie. Whoopsie, don't drop the bundle now. I'll tell you what we'll do. I think we'll tip this into the tray and we'll stick that other block that it's not quite hydrated yet. That was a quick 15 minutes, wasn't it? I think we'll tip him in there like that. There we go. And we'll stick this one back in here and we'll give him a bit more water. We'll keep breaking that up as it wets down. Crikey. And we'll just keep working that, breaking that down. I reckon I might need just a splash more water in there. I'll just grab some water quickly from around the corner here. Just wait here for me, mate. Don't have to follow me. Alright, I'll whack a little bit more water in there. Oh, pardon me. Alright. Well, I reckon that is looking about right. What do you reckon, mate? Yep, winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner, as we say in Australia. Alright. Let's load him in. Crikey. Nice. Okay. Alright, we'll give that a quick mix. Just like that. Look at that, mate, eh? Worms are going to love that. Now, you put a bit of a channel down the guts, down the middle of it like that. And you get your box of worms and you load them into that little trench in there. That's how the master worm guy told me on his video I watched last night, actually. Alright, so we'll grab our box of worms. Hopefully they're all in there. Oh, look at that, hey? Come in a bit closer here, mate. Look at these. Little beauties. All these different compost worms. Look at those. Crikey, look at them go. Look at them go. Beautiful. Alright, let's put him in. We'll hang on to that worm box and put that in the worm farm as well. Once he sets up.
There's worms everywhere you look.
Yeah, mate. Look at them all. What a beauty. What a little ripper. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful composting worms. Beautiful. Alright, so we'll put that down there like that. Spot on. We'll grab our U-Butte worm bed. Worm blanket. Jump that in there. And we'll lay them on top. And what I might do is just give them a little splash of water over the top. There's a little bit of water in here. Just give it a bit of that. And that's it for the next week, apparently. Apparently you let them go like that for a week or two. Then you can start loading in your food scraps. How basic's that, eh? Pretty easy? Yeah, mate, I reckon too. Alright. I'm going to put the old lid on. Just like that. Whoops. A bit of crap on there, don't we, eh? Dust that off a little bit, should be right. Only a bit of grass clippings. And then we'll keep all of this and get all the tape off of that. We'll stick all that in the worm farm and reuse that. And we'll put him over here out of the way. Now, this little landing gets a little bit of morning sun, because that way, over behind Carl is due east. Yeah. And behind me, due west. So the front of the house points due north. So we did that on purpose when we set up for the house. So get a bit of a passive solar heating in the front of the house. Alright guys, that's it for today. Good start. We've built an A-frame. We've got our worm farm up and running. So tomorrow we'll come out and we'll get all this area cut down and we'll have a bit of a chat about that tomorrow. And riding around on my old lawn tractor, my old ride-on mower. I might even do that in a bit of, we might do a bit of a something with that, eh? What do you reckon, Carl? And yeah, we'll make it a bit of a laugh for you anyway. So, all right, guys. Good night for now. We'll see you in the morning. G'day, everyone, and welcome to Jason's G'day everyone and welcome to Jason's Aussie Permaculture. G'day everyone, welcome to my channel.